You know, I always mistime it. I just never get the music right. Hello, everybody. Let me get a Discord up and running. Hello. Oh, dearie me. There we go. Hopefully Discord is working and people can hear people on Discord. I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hear Jory. There you go. So, wowzers. Another coffee chat. But a couple of things. I've changed my setup a little bit. I've changed the camera angles and stuff. The reason being is every week I have to sort of rip my office apart and clean it because I live in the desert and there's sand and dust everywhere and you just can't get around it. So I have to rip everything apart and put everything back together again. And the reason I have to do that is because I have to have the doors open because the cats live in my office as well and it's a real nightmare. So I thought I'd change the camera angle around and everything and hopefully it's a little bit better. But at the moment I'm looking like, whoa! Totally zoomed in. It's like mega head Fugit. It's awful. I don't like it. But there we go. So how is everybody doing anyway? We've got a fair few people on. We've got Dark, Jory and Maddox at the moment. We'll get into those lot in a bit because, well, let's have a look in the store, as we normally do. Containers, yeah, well, the chances of you winning a tank are pretty slim, to be fair, guys. I mean, I gave this a bash over on my Asian account, and you know what? It didn't work. Okay, you do get charms. I'll show you those, actually, before we get any further. So go into this, go into containers, and you start getting charms like these, okay? It's going to cost you 25 charms to get that tank, the Draken stuff. That works out to about $100, give or take, because you can only get a couple of these, and then you have to buy them here, and it can cost you a lot. So don't get me wrong, they're good tanks. I mean, you've got the Smasher, the Gravedigger, Stone or Scavenger in these boxes. And the Smash from the Gravedigger, and not so much the Tankenstein. And the Scavenger, don't forget, I mean, that was a freebie, effectively. Yeah, is it worth it? Wow. Your call, guys. It's your call on that one. Moving down, we have the authentic, I say that with tongue-in-cheek, Tiger 131. There is a real tank called the Tiger 131. It's at Bovington Tank Museum. And it's basically an early war Tiger 1 that was captured by the British. Now, what you've got here is a representation of a mid to late war Tiger. So it's not an authentic Tiger 131. The colour scheme is also a bit suspicious, although Bovington allege that they painted theirs the correct colour scheme, which is just one-tone desert type camo. German Tigers in Tunisia did have a colour scheme pretty similar to what the 131's colour scheme is. But that's beside the point. As a tank, is it any good? Well, I'll tell you what. Bex is a CC and generally does write-ups rather than videos. And he did a fantastic write-up on this tank. A lot of people slate it because it seems to be less powerful than the Kuru, which to an extent is true. It is slightly less powerful. However, for 2,500 gold, you are going to get a Tiger. It's a tier 6 Tiger, admittedly, but you're going to get a Tiger. You're going to get a garage slot. You're going to get all the equipment unlocked, and this is where it gets important. You then get 30 days of premium account. Now, 30 days of premium account will cost you 2,000 gold. So actually, you're getting a tank for 500 gold. But then you've got all the equipment unlocked. So you're actually getting a tank for about 250 gold. That ain't bad. That ain't a bad deal, guys, to be fair. Not really. And you may wait a long time for the Kuru to come back round. And the thing is, the performance of the Kuru in this are pretty much the same. Now, okay, a lot of you probably don't play tier 6, etc, etc. But those of you who do, or those of you who are a tank collector, that is actually quite a good deal for that tank, to be fair. You're basically spending 250 odd gold when you consider all the bits you're being thrown at you. That's not bad. I don't think it's bad anyway.
Sponsored by Wargaming.
Say again?
Sponsored by Wargaming.
No, I don't think that's a bad deal for the tank. And Irma Beck says the same thing in his write-up, which is why I liked his write-up. Because he broke it all down. It's a very good write-up. It is very good. A very good review that Irma Beck did. Now, rolling down, you've then got the Badger back in the stores. It was only in the store recently, surely. I can't remember it not being in the store. I'm sure it was in the store recently. But anyway, it's back again. And it's 20,000 gold, which is quite a lot. Okay, you get the Badger, you get the equipment, you get the Royal Treatment attachment, which in itself costs about, 4,000 gold? Roughly? So the attachment itself is about 4,000. So realistically, you're getting the tank for 16,000 gold, because the tea time attachments do cost money. In fact, they're very expensive. And you get the 9 equipment slots, which is about what? It comes to about just over 1 million credits or something, or 2 million credits or something like that for tier 10. So realistically, you're looking to be shelling out, quite a lot of gold really. 15,000 gold, let's be generous. But it is a tier 10. And you know what? It ain't a bad tier 10, to be fair. It's got a good gun, and it's got really trolly front armor. It's really tricky to pen it frontally. Side on in rear, obviously anybody can pen it. It's a bit slow because it's a big heavy lumbering TD, but it's not a bad tank. It is a collector, however, so you're not going to gain as much credits with this thing as you would a premium tank.
Yay!
But it's still not a bad tank. However, 20,000 gold? Well, it's a tier 10. Tier 10s are normally between 20 to 25,000. So it is expensive, but it's slightly cheaper than your average tier 10. I mean, tier 10's what, 20, 25,000. So yeah.
Well, because it's worse.
So okay, no, it's not a bad tank really. It's not that bad.
You can get a VK90 in the store for about 20,000 right now.
Wow,
right?
you can as well. So let's roll down. I mean, for 10,000.
So
I mean, for 10.
for me, choice is obvious.
Well, for 12,500, you can get a tier 9 and a tier 8. You can get T55A, which is a good tank. It's not a bad tank, the T55A. And you can also get the T44-100. Not so good, to be fair. But the T55A is a good tank. It's well worth looking at. And that's for 12,500 for the 2. If you just want the T55A, then it's going to cost you 10,000. And you don't get the equipment unlocked, etc., etc. So if you're going to do it, get both tanks, even though you'll get the T44-100, which isn't a great tank. It's okay.
Sponsored by Wargaming.
Yeah, again.
It's okay, but it's not great. Then you got the T54 first prototype. Okay, this is season coins, so you've got to go out there and play tournaments. But guys, is that a tank worth having? I mean, I like the T54 first prototype.
I think it's worth having. I have that tank, and I think it's good.
I mean,
But you've got to play tournaments to get the season coins.
But yeah, so play tournaments then, I guess.
Absolutely, you've got to get the season coins.
Easy fix.
And then, of course, for 100 gold, you can get an avatar container. Woo!
Oh yes, oh
Well,
yes,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
it. This is the stuff,
You
boys.
should get like a boss. Don't drive me crazy. Let's crush this. Dab like all these things that you get for free. You could buy them for 100 gold, but don't do it. Seriously,
But
don't
they're
do it.
permanent. They're permanent, so worth it.
Absolutely. You can still get the Pyroleum trailer, but I wouldn't now because the event's almost finished and you're not really going to benefit, to be honest with you. Unless you've done about 15 levels without buying it, and you haven't got the Annihilator, because the Annihilator is well worth getting. Trust me. And then you've got, as I said, the Lichen, the housing, and the Drac containers. Like I said, I gave this a bash on my Asian account, and it cost me a lot of money to get the Drac. I got it, but it cost me a lot. So be warned, guys. Yeah, just be warned. it's expensive. It really, really is. That's not a bad deal. This one, Conqueror's Power. If you've got a spare like $80 odd, you can get 37,000 gold, which normally costs $100, I believe. No, it's the same price. It's the same price, so it's not worth it. You get 15 garage slots, anticipating you buying lots of tanks, maybe. But you get the Ruby Lotus Legendary Avatar. I mean, what more do you want? Woof. So, but, you know, it's up to you guys if you want to do this. There's the Lichen containers again. There's the Full Moon containers where you get Drac, housing, etc. Don't get me wrong. The Drac, the housing, in the Lichen, either three of those tanks is worth getting, but it can be costly. It can be costly. I mean, it's $10 a container. You get 2 containers for that, but it's expensive. And then you got the Panzer 58. That's not a bad tank, to be fair. The Mutzi, not a bad tank at all. And it comes with 14 days of premium account, garage lot, all the equipment unlocked. Not a bad little medium, or it's really like a light tank, but it is a medium in tier 8. And it's not a bad credit earner either. And that's going for what, about $15 roughly? Roughly. And then moving across, you've got one of my dreaded tanks, the Panther M10 at tier 7. Excuse me. The AT-15A, which I do like. The M6A2E1, which is okay. Not as good as the XP, but it's okay. And the T28 HTC, which is a good tank as well. That's going for like, what, $20 roughly? I mean, that's quite expensive. You're only really getting, what, 2.5 good tanks? I mean, the Panther M10 isn't that great. But then you can get them individually. I mean, the AT-15A is going for 24, but I thought you could buy that for gold. That one. I thought that was it's not in the store. I thought you could get that for gold. I'm pretty sure you could. It's a tech tree. There it is. So you may be able to get that. I don't know. You have to, because it's not showing in my store. So you'll have to have a look, because normally it shows tanks. But I thought you could get that for gold. Maybe I was wrong. And then you've got the Panther M10. Oddly, they're not selling the HTC. Which is the one you really want, to be honest with you. But they're not selling that one individually. They're selling the M6, the AT-15 and the Panther M10. Which, it's not like a Panther, trust me. It's really not. Rolling down, you've then got the Vindicator and Predator. Oh, I hate the Vindicator with a passion. I absolutely do. One of the worst tanks in the game is my opinion. The Predator's okay though, but if you like those type of fantasy tanks, I mean, they're going for what? They're quite expensive, $15 a throw, so or just short about $28 for both. So, but if you like those sort of tanks, that's up to you. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Vindicator in any way, shape or form. And that's about it. Apart from the Hardy Panzer S35, the tier 3 tank. So, you know, don't go seal clubbing. Don't buy it. It's about what, $2.50? $3? But it's a tier 3, so up to you. So anyway. So what do you think about the store, you guys? Would you buy any of those tanks, really? In Discord?
Badger.
Badger? Do you think 20,000 gold's a good deal, though?
I think it's fine for a tier tank. I mean, you would have expected more.
Yeah, I mean, tier 10 is notoriously quite expensive. But, I mean, the Badger, it's not a bad tank. I mean, it's not the best TD in the tier, but it's not a bad tank. Like I said, it's got good frontal armor. It's got a nice gun, and that's about it. It's slow. It's got, as you would expect, rubbish side and rear armor, but it's okay. But it's not a tournament tank, not by a long shot. I mean, it's just a roll out and have a look tank, to be fair. In fact, In fact, I mean, I've got Jory and Maddox here. If your team's ever rolled out a badger in a tournament, a serious
Yeah.
tournament,
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
really? And how did it
What?
work? Was it okay? Was it good? Did it work?
It worked. It worked back in a bit slower meta.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't really work too much nowadays, but it did work a bit back in the days when we used in a bit slower meta. So we used it back in Fort Despair as like a turret in the B hill.
Mm-hmm.
So it basically sits there and be like the world's most annoying turret out there, like just basically battering the A corner or just being annoying, poking up the middle once in a while. And
Yeah.
at 10 degrees it just works pretty nice.
Like I said, I mean, frontally, it's a beast. It's very difficult to pen, and even with APCR and heat, you've got to aim for those little sort of. It's like, I don't know what they are. They're like little cheeks. They're tiny little cheeks.
Cupola.
With the cupolas as well, but there's like two little cheeks either side of the gun. I think they're the driver's viewports or
They're
something.
hatches or vision ports.
Yeah,
So.
but they're very small. They are very small, but you can hit them with APCR.
Yeah, with calibrated E5 heat, you should be able to pen them platform.
Mm-hmm. But other than that,
If they're using the gun depression, I don't think you can. But
yeah, it's a tricky one to penetrate frontally, but it is an easy tank to COD. To be fair, especially with the likes of the Vickers Light nowadays. I mean,
Oh, Vickers Light is such a good tank.
it is a beautiful tank.
It's
But with the mobility of the Badger, I mean, the Vickers Light will just be able to turn around it nowadays.
yeah.
Because its mobility and its turning circle isn't the best. Let's be fair.
Mm.
But it's not a bad tier 10, and like I said, it's a slightly better credit earner than the normal tech trees, but not as good as the premiums. So, but they're only what? Well, how many premiums are there? There's the 121, and there's the Mark 6. That's it, isn't it? I think the rest are just collectors, aren't they?
M60 Mark 6.
Oh, M60 as well. M60, the Mark 6, and the 121.
121B, yeah.
121B. Those are the only premiums. All the rest are collectors, I believe. Yeah. The VK90 is a collector. The Badger is definitely a collector. Yeah.
E6 is.
Yeah, the E6
and
is a
the
collector.
30B.
The AMX is a
T22.
collector. T22 is a collector. So yeah, all the rest are collectors.
Super Conk.
Super Conk, is that a collector or a premium? I can't remember now.
Yeah, that's I think it's a collector.
Collector.
It's a
It's a
collector.
collector as well, yeah. So as you can see, I mean, wow, that was a quick game, Alba Bushcraft. That was like really quick. 6,000 damage in next to no time. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It did 6,000 damage in 2 minutes in an SU 12254, which is a great tank. I think it's got the best DPM in the game. That tank. Fantastic little tank. But,
Just remove all. Just reminds me of a Trump joke. Sorry.
of a what?
No, because someone said just remove all walls in the server, and I was thinking of a Trump joke.
Oh god, no, let's not do that. let's not go there. Let's not go there.
No. That's not good.
Yeah, let's not go there at all.
No, it's just morbid, no.
I mean, I'm only just getting myself out of trouble for the last drama. I don't want to get into a whole new ball game of drama. So, oh, dearie me.
Oh my god.
So,
Somebody's gonna make something work, you know?
absolutely. Anyway, so moving on. So, what we're going to look at. So, Burning Games is finished today. It finishes. Poof, it's over. And Mad Games has started. So, lots of people said they wanted Mad Games. And contrary to popular belief, Wargaming do actually listen to what people say. On occasion. Not all the time. It depends.
I hope they have Uprising instead. I would love
No,
that.
I don't know when. I don't know when they'll do that. But they've definitely changed Burning Games for Mad Games starting today. So those of you who like Mad Games, you can roll out and play on that and have a good fun. The other thing, for those of you who are Sherlock Holmes super sleuths about you, if you go into your avatars, you will see that there are 2 avatars for an event in November.
Really?
Oh yeah, go into avatars and you will find 2 avatars. One's spy Super Spy or something, and there's another one, I can't remember what it is, for an event
Elsa.
in November. So we're going to have an
For the
event
Battle
in
Pass for
November.
It's already Battle Pass.
There is a Battle Pass coming in November, yeah, it does say that. But so those of you who have managed to look at your avatars, not your personal avatars, go to all avatars, and I'll show you in a minute. It will show you that these avatars are already there, despite the fact that the Battle Pass and everything hasn't started yet. So I'm intrigued to know what that one's going to be about, because I've not heard anything as of yet. I don't think anything's been announced yet. But the avatars are certainly in there. All you got to do is click onto all avatars. Where you would normally find the ones for Gravity, Mad Games, etc., etc., it's in that lot. So, and it's the first two you will find.
Let's see. I don't see them.
Really? Maybe they've taken them out. Well, they're in mine, and not on my press account. They're in my actual normal account. So we'll see in a minute. I mean, I've got to play this game, this replay. So yeah, there is going to be a new event coming. It is going to be a battle pass, I think, because I think one of the avatars does say about battle pass. So you're right there.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Oh, you see them now? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, but there's two of them.
Spy, Avatar, and Identifier.
There you go. Spy avatar and identifier or something. Yeah. For the November event, it says.
What a way to leak them all out.
Well, it was leaked correctly. They've stuck it in. They've stuck it in the game. Everybody's free to have a look at it. It's not like I'm giving anything away here. There's Gayen, then Van Persie, and we'll get to those in a moment, actually. Because again, the ban hammer has been wielded by Wargaming following the autumn tours. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, it's not a leak. Not if they put it in the game. I can't believe they put the avatars in there, though. I suppose they expect that nobody actually goes in there to have a look. But alas, I did. And yes, I saw them. So, be interesting. So, with that, November, however, is going to be a big month because we have the BlitzCup. And those of you who are not aware, this year there's no what we call offline, which means there's no twister. So, each server has their own competition. So, instead of bringing, like in Twister, you bring the teams from each server to the offlines. This year they don't do that. So, kicking us off at the beginning of November, roughly, will be the Asia server. They are first out, followed by the RU or CIS server, followed by EU, and bringing up the rear is the NA. So, it's going to be a busy month tournament-wise. Now, it's similar to Twister. There are cash prizes. It's pretty serious stuff. And already, Wargaming are sort of getting to grips with how they're going to do this. Excuse me, my cough is going down the wrong way. So those of you into your tournaments, that'll be coming up in November. However, two concerns I have. Only two. One, ping and connection issues currently have been, let's say, less than desirable. Let's say that. Across all servers. Lots of people are pinging out, lots of people are getting lots of loss, and I don't know what it is. And I'm hoping that it's resolved before the tournaments, because with it not being an offline where everybody's sat in the same room.
Oh, you are stupid. I'm not doing my tasks.
Nothing to do with tournaments. Unlike the offline where they're all sat in the same place, the chances are that the teams are going to still take Asia, for example. They're still going to be spread. Like Maddox's team Feast, they're not all located in one place. They're all in different parts of the Asia area. So I'm hoping that the ping issue is not going to be a big issue. It's the same with the EU server and NA, to be fair. Well, all the servers. I mean, the teams aren't all sat, with the exception of Win, who aren't in it. Well, no, even Raid. I mean, most of the teams aren't all sat in the same country, in the same house, playing the game at the same time. So I'm hoping that whatever connection issues we're experiencing at the moment can be resolved way before then. So it is a concern because it's affecting the game at the moment. Is anybody else having ping issues and loss issues in the game currently?
I
Not
don't.
me.
Oh, you're lucky. I mean, I had a few people saying last night that they were experiencing it.
Oh, maybe because I'm having Friday night while streaming and I'm occupying a lot of bandwidth there.
Yeah.
So, but is it a concern at your end, Maddox?
Not really, because the Asia server has been fairly stable for the past week. Well, this is the past few weeks. We haven't had much issues on our side.
Oh, good.
Like, at least I don't hear anybody saying that it's an issue. But like, it would like be the worst moment to start lagging, like from the next week or so.
Oh, absolutely. Which brings me to our next point. When is the next update?
Oh,
So quickly.
There's normally an update
right,
every
that's
month,
actually
isn't there?
very, very good question.
There's normally a patch every month. So when
I
is
think
the next
except
one?
September. I think I never heard of an update in September. Except a technical update perhaps.
I
But
mean, now they sort of extend the update life cycle to a bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like once per month. Now it's like gonna be like once per 1.5 at most,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from what I know.
Well, if they can do it that way, I mean, that would be useful. I mean, the worst thing to do would be... But they're bringing in a battle pass in November.
So
Oh
I
my
guess it's safe to assume that the entire battle pass duration you won't have a new update there.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, if they're going to do it, I hope they do it before the tours kick off. Let's say. If they're going to do it. I mean, thankfully, we've got no new tanks coming into the game. There's no new tech tree tanks or anything. So it's not...
well,
exactly,
would they
exactly.
bring would they bring AMX M4 though?
Oh, it actually
think
might be
it will-
a Christmas tag.
That's a
Yeah.
Christmas tank, isn't it? Yeah.
It will still be tested probably for a while,
Yeah.
or reworked.
Like that tank at this state is I don't think is suitable for a game from what I've been hearing. Even though I've never tested it, never heard of it, never watched it played or something.
No, I've not heard much about this tank. I've heard a few things through the grapevine, but you can't always believe what you hear. But I mean, a couple of things I've heard through the grapevine is that it's just totally broken. But it is on to test, so you know when tanks are going through test, 9 times out of 10 when they roll out initially they're totally broken. That's why they're on the test. Although some sneak through the wire, like the T92, of course. But generally, when they're tested, they go out totally broken and then they get refined. And there's still quite a bit of time for this tank to be refined, is my understanding. But as I said, I mean, I've not heard anything official. I've not seen the tank myself. I've not played the tank. I'm not a tester. And all I've been doing is sort of taking little bits and bobs off the internet, which isn't always accurate. Let's be honest. But I don't know. Although Bankscrew is saying it's insane. That could mean insane in numerous ways. It could mean it's brilliant or absolutely awful. You just never know. But I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. And I certainly don't think it's coming out in November. It's probably going to be a Christmas tank, as somebody said. So we haven't got anything to worry about new tanks coming out that may make an imbalance to the tournaments that are due to take place in November. But there is a battle pass, so I don't know when that's going to come out. That'd be interesting to know. And it'll be interesting to know if they're planning to do an update. And if they do an update, seriously, Wargaming, do it before the tournament. Like, really, long time before the tournament. Like, beginning of November. And I know we've only just had an update. Or do it after the tournament. Whichever. Just don't do it in the middle of a tournament. It's not good. Because it sort of... let's be honest. Don't take this the wrong way. Every time they do an update, there's always a glitch. There's always a teething problem. It's always there somewhere. Shao Magnus just said he's just modded on Juice's stream for the last 5 hours, and he was having terrible ping. So ping is there, and I've been suffering from ping. I mean, when I go onto Asia normally, I'm normally floating around 100 ping, and it's very difficult for me to get below 190 at the moment. And it's as much as I'd love to say it's my service provider, it actually isn't, because I'm churning out this live stream at the moment and I've restricted the bandwidth to 5,500, and I'm tuning it out at exactly 5,500. So I don't know what it is. And the same with EU. I mean, I normally have about 120 ping on EU, roughly, and I've been suffering with 200 plus over the last couple of weeks since the update. So I don't know. However, staying with tournaments, this is one for Wild Ones happen to jump in on more than me. The ban hammer came down again yesterday on numerous players. We don't know for what reason, probably account sharing. But it has affected some players, to be honest with you. Do we know any more about that, Jack?
Oh, Thomas is banned.
But Thomas is not the only one. There's quite a few.
Yeah,
Elon's
Elon's,
Immor. Somebody from Souls.
Have a lump.
Effalump. And there was somebody else as well.
Yeah, but there are a long list of people getting banned. During they did ban people during the previous YouTubers as well. So, one very ironic ban is that the 100% account from Red Sea got banned, and that client didn't manage to get into top 8 in the end. So that was pretty ironic.
Yeah. But we also had it on Asia, Maddox, with Van Persie of ID getting banned amongst some of the notables.
Lean from McShelby.
Lean.
Yep, there's two.
Yeah.
So one's
Lean
from
and-
ID Van Persie, the other one's Lean from HLV.
Yeah.
From what I can tell, it's probably just VPN related bans that resulted from Wargaming detecting them that they're account sharing because every time you log in, you do anything in the game, the server just log your IP or your device itself. So if you change your device, for example, use a VPN, that masks your device, that masks your IP. That'll probably make Wargaming think that, oh, you're using a different device, so you're account sharing, so we're gonna ban you. But maybe in reality that might not be the case. So let's hope all of these get sorted out in the end.
Absolutely. We did ask Rexy after the summer tournament about the use of VPNs, because quite a few people use VPNs, and it does, some of the VPNs do have the ability to scramble your IP, and etc. etc. We don't know, and obviously Wargaming never tell us the methodology of identifying this, but we were told back then by Rexy that VPNs don't have an effect, and they have other methods to find out about account sharing. But the summer tour guys who got banned for account sharing, they got perma-banned at first, but the majority of them got those overturned. In fact, all of them got them overturned, I believe. Some down to 14 days, some gone completely. So, I mean, I'm hoping that this gets resolved sooner rather than later, because we've got some, big players who were set to play in the tour coming up that are effectively on the sidelines at the moment, which is not a good thing.
No.
Seriously, the most notable one being Thomas of Legion on the EU. And I hope this gets resolved sooner rather than later, because if they've done anything wrong and they've broken the rules, then
It's their fault.
yeah, more fool them. But with some of these type of guys, like Thomas, in Van Persie, etc., etc., the chances are it's not what it is, and hopefully it gets resolved because it's a shame that such notable players are missing from the tournament scene. If it's not their fault, if they've not broken the rules, and it's just been picked up incorrectly or something. But we don't know at the moment. But what it does show is guys, really, seriously, be careful out there. Don't give your account to anybody. Don't log into anybody's account. Don't account share, because they're really cracking
Don't
down
sell
on
your
this.
account.
Yeah, don't sell your account. Yeah, I mean, Wargaming are really cracking down on this, guys. Seriously, I mean, at the moment they've targeted tournaments, I must admit, but it won't take long for them to look at the entire base. So seriously, it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it.
How do you doubt they'll actually look at the entire player base though? Because if taking a look at like only players who play in the tournaments during that period took this long, you could hardly imagine how much resource it would take them to look for the entire
Well, this is true.
player base.
This is true. But you only need one person to raise a complaint about whatever, and then you never know where it's going to go. But all I would say is it's just not worth it, just in case, because you never know. You just never know who's going to whinge. People send complaints and tickets left, right, and centre. Maybe not in the random games, but think about ratings. Somebody may think that your rating looks a bit odd, and maybe you got somebody else to do it for you. It's stranger things have happened.
Mhm.
So it's not worth it, seriously, just in case. But yeah, they are. I mean, they are cracking down, especially on the tournaments, because obviously there are prizes there. So those of you who are playing tournaments, it goes for all tournaments, by the way. Be careful. Don't account share, and don't use these things called emulators, because they'll find out and they'll ban you.
But have we? I don't know if we have found any bans related to.
No idea, because Wargaming don't
emulators.
say.
Yeah.
So
because
no
some
idea is
usual
the answer.
some usual suspects have not been banned so far, so I don't know.
I mean, I've only spoken to people from the summer tour who got a ban because they did account share, and they admitted that.
Yeah.
But not for erroneous reasons, to be fair. And their ban, because they admitted it and owned up to it, Wargaming reduced their ban. However, I've not spoken to anybody who's been banned for anything other than account sharing. That doesn't mean to say that players may not have been banned for other reasons. I mean, you mentioned one there about 100% account or something.
Well, I think that was due to account sharing.
I think that's also due to account sharing.
I
Okay.
think that was due to account sharing. But I mean, you don't see other 100%
But it could be
accounts
actually
getting banned.
mostly due to because you're registering tournaments, you got to put the 100% account in, so that part might be where the account sharing came in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need someone to put that account in, and yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they don't they did it with multiple people, so that's why it got banned. So it was ironic, and as well.
Well, yeah, but yeah, that is. But there is a full list on the forums. The links are in the official Discord of Wargaming, showing you who's been told off and why they've been told off. So by all means, go over and check it out yourself.
And Zerd got banned.
Zerd.
On NA.
Oh, that's NA though, isn't it? Is that actually
Yeah.
Zerd
Yeah.
though? 916 Zerd. Is that the Zerd?
Yeah,
Oh, is it? I didn't know
it's
that.
the Zerd. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did wonder when I saw it. I did wonder.
Yeah.
Because well, that's interesting. There's a Zerd in NA now. so Zerd
Yeah.
got a spanking as well, did he? Okay. But
Yeah.
it appears NA account. That's told off though, not his EU account.
Well, it's his own account probably.
Yeah, probably is. But again, we don't know how they're doing this, and Wargaming won't tell us because obviously it's all secretive. But yeah, I mean, there are things going on behind the scenes where people are saying, well, you know, you need to relook at this. You need to what's the story? What's this? What's that? And I believe they are looking into it, even though they have obviously banned these players to begin with. But we will see. Time will tell. Time will tell. And on that, so Jack, who are your
Yes.
favourites for the tournament coming up then?
I'm currently looking at the NA tournament scene. I finished all the CIS. I finished watching all this top 4 CIS region games. Yeah. Well, I did say before on the EU server. Well, I was not completely sure. I mean, I think I reiterated that yesterday that it's going to be very competitive in on the EU server. Really down, it's really down to whoever team has a good day there in the office. And I would say don't underestimate Ray because because what happened back in the Blitz Pro League could be a signal that they could do something similar in the BlitzCup. So
I mean,
Ray.
I think also is if they play like they played in the qualifiers, I think it's going to be exciting gameplay across all the servers. And no doubt
Yeah,
the clans are going out there now looking at new strats, new lineups, new ways to do things.
Yep.
So it's going to be an interesting one, and clearly they're going to bring their A game because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But it's going to
And
be
then
interesting.
you have interesting, and you have like Legion, Endgame, and Loka. They have their their own strengths and unique strengths as well. So it's really down to whether they could perform well with their own strengths as well as the other factors as well. So can't really say who's going to come on top. I did predict that Loka would be winning the whole thing, but I would say it's just really close. It's really down to the wire. So
Well, we saw.
no,
I mean,
wait.
it's interesting because taking EU at the moment. I mean, we saw different styles kicking out towards the end of on the final day, where you know we saw Endgame bringing their A game, and
Yeah.
really hurting Wing, who'd played fantastically up until that point. We then saw, was it Loka went down to Legion? Did they not?
Yeah, they went down to Legion.
And then we saw Raid pulling out their better games on the last day to get through.
Yep.
Although it was close, to be fair, between Raid and Immor, I believe. Was it Immor? It was Immor. Wasn't
Yeah, it was Immortals. Yeah, very close.
it was close. You know, and if we've got those style of games going into the BlitzCup, then it's anybody's guess, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because all 4 clans have got vast experience and amazing gameplay, so you know they're pretty evenly matched. Up until this point, a lot of people would say that Loka were the underdog, but Loka have played really well this year.
No, I don't think they're underdogs. I think it would be criminal to call them the underdogs at this point.
Well, I'm saying the reason I say forget how they played. The reason I say that is because if you say to somebody, who's the best clans on EU? They will say things like Legion, Raid, Endgame, and then Loka. And I think you're right. I think it'd be criminal to say they're the underdog because they played fantastically brilliant stuff this year. And I think there's a few other teams that could be considered the underdog. But it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. What about? Did you watch CIS?
Yeah,
normally,
I watched.
Normally,
most
Mercy
of the
are the
CIS.
ones taking the lead.
No, it's actually not. I did watch most of them, and not C4. It was
Gucci Gang?
SevenStar looked. Well, I watched Gucci Gang as well. I mean, let's talk about SevenStar. I mean, SevenStar looked absolutely dominant this year so far, and I think their playstyle their playstyle is also pretty versatile. So they
SevenStar's
finally
always been a decent
managed
clan though.
very decent clan and very strong clan as well, individually and strategically very dominant. And even they won some games with some unusual lineups like triple STV ones on Normandy,
Oh,
which is
nice.
kind of like which is kind of a bit strange if you ask me, because STV one they are known for their low DPM and the turret armor is good, but then also the mobility is on the meh side of the medium. So they did win that match with the
Okay.
triple STB ones, yeah. And what I mean by the versatility of their playstyle, sometimes they can go like the EU playstyle, that it's pretty much strategical and playing with the cap as well. But then they also managed to find a counter to Mercy Strat being a little bit more
Okay.
unpredictable and something like that. So yeah, SevenStar, I do think it's going to be hard to find their weakness, but I do think Mercy, the next time we're going to talk about Mercy, is kind of a really interesting clan. It's like Win on steroids, I must say.
Mercy are very aggressive.
Very aggressive,
Well,
and
they've
they
always been very
like
aggressive though.
mobility. And they
Um,
really like mobility.
they
And
do.
I think there is one, yeah, and there is one game on Faust where they just took everything with auto loaders and auto reloaders against G game, and they won that game.
Yeah, but, I mean,
Seriously, that was
Mercy. Yeah, I mean, the RU Mercy when they roll out, they are unpredictable. You are right.
unpredictable. So I was thinking that if for some reason all the CIS clans, top four clans, their strats got stolen, I think Mercy would be the one
To
to be
benefit,
least worried
yeah,
about.
because nobody, I don't think they wrote anything down. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is though, you know, like I said, I mean, Mercy's been up there. Well, all these clans have really. I mean, Mercy, C4, GG, and SevenStar have always been dominating the CIS region. I mean, Mercy are very aggressive. If you go back and have a look at their previous tours, they've been incredibly aggressive team.
Yeah.
So it'd be,
It's
it'd be interesting
priced
to see how that
really
goes.
exciting.
And don't
Interesting.
yeah.
But I must say a big but. Clans have started to find a counter against Mercy, especially G Game, where G Game just took full heavies. I mean, most of the time, and they and Mercy just couldn't really cope with the armor and the hit points. So
but if you go
clans
back,
have started to find a
the thing about G Game, if you go back a year to last year's Twister, they were
Yep.
flying high. They
Yeah.
were flying high at the beginning of the twist of the tours, and oddly they were untouchable. GG. I mean, Gucci Gang were really flying high, and then they blipped somehow somewhere.
But G game would remind me of NA server playstyle. To be honest with you, they really love heavies and they go aggressive with heavies. So sometimes they can go a little bit passive, but then they play more with caps and so on. I think G game would be more representative of the NA server meta, and Mercy would be a meta of its own. And
Yeah.
C4 will be like the usual RU server meta, really intelligent gameplay, something like that. And finally, and yeah, and by then I think SevenStar would. I mean, SevenStar did beat G Game pretty convincingly because SevenStar better individual skills and better focus fire. So it's like a cycle, like
Sure.
SevenStar, Mercy, and G Game. So so Mercy could beat SevenStar on a really good day with their playstyle, and then SevenStar would beat G Game would beat Mercy. So you can see a cycle there.
Okay. And just out of interest, because I haven't caught any of the Russian games, Kranwagens?
Oh, I saw some crown bargains with SevenStar. They use them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, because
And yeah.
I'm wondering if we're going to see because obviously the Kranwagen made a showing towards the end of the tournament of the Blitz qualifiers, and we did see some teams rolling out in them. Sometimes when they're playing a double Kran strat, it seems to be more effective. I mean, Souls made a triple Kran strat and it was very effective. And then sometimes when they were playing a single Kran, I mean, I think Maddox Feast played a single Kran, did they not? And again, it was quite effective in the qualifiers. So I'm wondering, maybe now the teams have had time to sort of get used to the Kranwagen, where to put it, where to stick it, how to use it. I wonder if we're going to see a bigger showing of that, because it's a dominating tank when it wants to be.
It could be, but then it does have some big downsides as well.
Oh, absolutely, it struggles
Yeah.
with mobility.
And sometimes the auto reloading mechanic, if it wasn't used in a certain situation, it could backfire. Yeah. And then you have finally C4, which for me it represents a bit of the EU meta style. To be honest with you, the kind of the balance between caps and also pushes. However, C4 did struggle a bit into the top 4 though. I mean, they lost on the final day against the Zor. Both these clans are pretty closely matched, and yeah, and C4. I don't know really what's going to be. Well, but they don't really show that they have something really strong about them compared to the top 4. Let's put it in this way. That's why I think it looks like to me C4 is like the obvious fourth, and the first place I think is going to be SevenStar if unless Mercy did really good with their playstyle, which sometimes if they are not at it, then they could suffer.
Sven, it starts. I can't remember the dates now. When does it start in Asia? 10th, isn't it? Is it 10th of November?
No, the Asia. I think it's the first
7th and
weekend.
7th and the 8th. So it starts on the 7th of November with Asia server being first, Sven, followed by RU a week later, followed by EU a week later, and followed by NA at the end of November. So that's how it's going. It's 2 days. It's 2 days. And the reason we're talking about CIS, for those of you who don't know, I mean, I don't know if it's been announced yet, but sod it, we haven't got long to go. This year is the first time that the RU CIS server is going to be streamed with English commentary as well. It's never been done before. It's normally just been RU commentary. So
yeah, and I think I kind of like I think I did push Wargaming for that.
Oh, we all did. We all
No,
did.
I think I did push Wargaming to kind of get some coverage over the CIS region, because I think they had like the.
I've been asking for ages, mate. I was asking last year. Can I do it?
I see.
Yeah, no. Everybody's been pushing for it. They've just never had the slots, because they've got 4 main streamers. So they've just never had the slots to stick people in. That's the thing. So, but I think they've improved a bit with the spectator slots to the point where now that they can get more spectators in. But,
I do hope.
Is it?
But no, we've been asking for a long time. Can we have? Can we get a glimpse onto the RU side? Because we very rarely see it because it's streamed in Russian, basically. But the same goes the other way. I mean, the RU guys generally don't see what we do because it's streamed in English or German, EU, or in the case of NA, it's streamed now in Spanish. But don't forget, I mean, and this is the thing. I mean, up until this year, for Asia, we didn't have a Japanese or a Chinese or Mandarin speaker. We didn't have that. Okay, it didn't exist. We only had English speakers, be it Amunet, Rolling, or PK. That's all we had.
But all of them are from EU. Technically, they're all from EU.
Well, PK isn't.
We don't have it.
No,
PK
isn't.
is
PK died. Didn't he die?
Pakistan, isn't he?
I mean, like.
I thought he's Indian, no?
No, Pakistan.
No, he's
No,
Pakistan.
he's
Oh, oops! I think I incited a rivalry. Sorry.
No. PK is Pakistani, and PK used to do it. And then the other two, Amunet and Rolling, yes, they were based in Asia. And then I've been doing.
But
Asia
they are
as
based
well.
in the EU.
Yeah, and then I started doing Asia last year, and then Jack has joined us this year. But up until recently, I think at the summer season, we never had a Mandarin or a Japanese speaker. So there was coverage that wasn't being done. And I've said it before, one of the problems we get with Asia is it's not like, I mean, let's take North America. in North America, realistically, there are two, you could argue 3 languages that are basic. That's English, Spanish, and potentially Portuguese. Okay? In Asia, you've got Mandarin, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, English,
Indo.
Filipino, which isn't Filipino, it's called Tagalog. You got
Indian.
Indonesian, which is
Hindu.
You got
Wait,
India, which
Indian
has
is all there.
40 different languages. So Hindu being the main one, and then you've got Farsi, and you've got so many languages that cover Asia. It's actually very difficult to actually get somebody to commentate that covers every aspect of it. And I mean, Jack, you've been seeing recently some of the issues that we have, where they want to do interviews and people say, well, we don't speak English, we speak Vietnamese or Japanese or this or that.
Yeah, they especially for Asia. I mean, I do
Asia.
come from the Asian education system, and then
Well, you're from
to
Hong
be honest
Kong.
with you, to be honest with you, the education system and also the language as well in itself. Like for example, the European languages, a lot of them still use like Latin alphabet, something like that. That it's kind of easily transferable from English from the native language like to English, but not for the Asian languages where they have a completely different character system. Like for Japanese and Chinese, they're like from Hanji, and Korean it's like it's also kind of derived from Hanji, but then it kind of transferred into something really different, and then you have
But as I said,
like
this has
the
always
Southeastern Asian language, which is
Street
just
class.
completely different realm, I must say.
But this has always been the problem with trying to cover Asia, because it's arrogant to say everybody speaks English. So you can't do that. It's wrong to assume that everybody speaks English. And as I said, up until this year, we've never had 2 absolutely dedicated Asian streamers, and it's fantastic that they've come on board to do Mandarin and Japanese.
We had Pixel Rage. We had Pixel Rage. But
Pixel Rage was there. That's right.
Non-English. Is it non-English? Meaning.
I thought Pixel Rage did it in English.
Yeah. But like, the topic here was non-English commentary, right?
Correct. Non-English.
Oh.
Non-English. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean,
the point here
Eternal
is that-
Zinzan is there, Eternal. But I think his name has to be known more. It's only known in the Japanese community. I came to know him from
Who's that?
your
Eternal
stream
Zinzan?
chat.
Like many people heard of him, but like the thing is, he doesn't do too much tournament streams to begin with, and he's not the most active player in the server. So
That's true.
even though you've heard of him, maybe like he didn't really do much tournament stream until this season.
But I mean, we do need more Asian, non-English speaking people to jump on board if they can. I mean, it'd be fantastic. It really would. Be it just a Korean or an Indonesian speaker, or even Tagalog, because a lot of Filipinos play, a lot of Indonesians play, a lot of Koreans play. We have a Japanese streamer, and there's always going to be an English streamer. So it'd be good if we could get some more local talent, so to speak, if you know what I mean.
But I think the Chinese guys are like they don't play in Asian rules. I saw NCR and 101AD in the summer season, but after that they'll just vanish.
Some of them go back to the some of them play on the Chinese part of the game.
Some of them went to low. That's why, like JTFK. That's
no,
kind
but
of
low.
the
Then
name.
the guys from low are again spread out. But again, they went to their
yeah.
respective clans. It just came together once, and then just just threw.
And now, like
different
Gujen is now in Feast, which I saw it.
He's
He
originally
just went for low for a while, because so originally he was part of Boone, like
Okay.
well basically Boone is basically Feast's second team. Basically, everybody knows that by now, right? So
No, someone asked me. Someone told me to clarify. It's not really the Feast second team. Actually, someone wrote to me in DM.
Nah, dude, it's like
It's
this
still
season
a
they
Feast
had a
team,
lot of
basically.
E7. No, you had a lot of E7. Like Boone had a ton of E7.
Hello.
Yeah.
Now it's all
Bye.
going to run
You
because I'm here.
But yeah,
Oh no.
I mean, like I said, this year we also had on NA Spanish streamers, which we didn't have for a long time, and you know, fantastic that Papa Rage, who's still there. Inia, I think, is backed out a little bit, but Inia also came on board. They were doing it in Spanish, and it's a big player base, a big community, the Spanish community, obviously in North America.
Yeah, and I hope they include Portuguese as well because Brazil.
Yeah, Portuguese.
Yeah.
Portuguese is the other main language over there, as I said. I mean, there's,
Yeah.
you know, and the thing is, as I said, we're never really going to struggle with English-speaking streamers. That's never going to be the issue. It's other languages. To be fair, it is other languages.
So you're saying we need to focus on like the popularity of which language plays this game more, or like you want almost every
accessibility.
language?
We want a better accessibility. That I think, and also the
Well, give me
audience
better
reach.
accessibility though, as well though.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, where can you get tournament information, right? Where can you get them?
From my stream.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
No one watches your stream, Jeff.
Nobody goes to
Fabio,
all the time for the tournament results because
Stop
it doesn't
burning.
advertise them all the time, right?
Yeah.
And you have to go to specifically a stream just to know the results, and like the in-game tournament race isn't that friendly as well. So imagine you want accessibility, but there's like a lot of places are going to start pushing accessibility, but they're not doing it. So it's a bit, I don't know.
Well, it's like we've been talking previously. Though I mean, I recently did a video on why we should play more tournaments, because as you know, I mean, a vast majority of the player base don't play tournaments, and for whatever reason, and I'm not talking about Pro Tours here. I mean, at the moment we have almost a tournament a day. Intersped between season coins and quick tours, okay? And my argument is, guys, you know, that you may not feel that you can roll out or whatever. It's just a bit of fun. Go out, and, if you're still grinding tanks and you know you have not been playing the game that long, you can still roll out in tier 6. And what's it matter if you lose? You'll still get credits realistically.
Not in coins. The
Tier 8
coins
is the
will get
best
the
for the.
Tier 8 is okay. But
in tier 6
look,
you'll
you
get
have
credits.
to roll in a season coin. The season coin is better because you earn credits even if you lose the first round.
But the
Season coins, you earn the credits. But
season coins are going out there as well at the moment, so you can play both. You know, the argument is a lot of people.
Competitive compared to.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, you're a different type of player, and you're a sort of player who would play like that. But we're trying to appeal to one of the roles is, I mean, because obviously I'm a CC now, one of the roles is to try and engage with the community. And for me,
I agree.
Tournaments is one of the areas that is vastly overlooked by the community. Okay, for various reasons.
Yeah.
Various reasons. I mean, some people think, oh, it's only the best players who go into tournaments, or it's no point me going
It
into
is kind
tournament.
of true.
To an extent, it is, but not in the tier 6s. You're very rare to find a top clan going into tier 6 tournament. Very rare.
Fugit is playing tier 6 tournaments. And,
we did that in Asia, though. We did that in Asia. To get people involved.
Maybe.
To get people involved. And people jumped in, and did they enjoy it? Yes or no? I think they did. And it doesn't matter if you win or lose. We went out into tier 8, we lost. But it didn't matter. Everybody got some credits, and that's what matters.
Wait, didn't you win every single battle when you played with Easy yesterday?
Oh, that was
You won
yesterday.
everything.
Yeah, that was yesterday. And again, I mean, but we were doing that for fun as well. I mean, the name of the team was Emil Balanced. Emil won Balanced. So we said we're only going to play. We're just going to play Emil ones. And we in 2 tours we were undefeated. Admittedly, we had a lot of OP players as well. Not me.
But why is Easy playing tier 8 all the time?
Because it was to show that the Emil one was balanced.
Ah.
And we just did it for a bit of
No, that
fun.
thing
We
is-
did it for a bit of fun, and you know, we had a great time. We had a great time, and it's what one of the arguments I've always had. The game is what you make it. I mean, Bankscoop, I've done that. I have tried to get a tier 6 tournament together with 7 togs. I've tried to do that. Vermilio or
Did it
Jory,
work?
one of you, we did a tier 8 tour last year, I think, where we all went out in T49s.
Oh yeah, true.
Remember,
Yeah.
it's what you make it. And I mean, if you're just looking at it as, oh, we've got to win and not have any fun in the quick tours, then you know you're missing a large part of it. If you're going out there to have a bit of fun with your mates, etc., and earn some credits at the same time, then who's to stop you? And seriously, you will learn more. I mean, I started playing on more tournaments, okay, because my commentary I needed experience in tours, especially at tier 10. And you know what? It improves your gameplay overall, because you start, as I said in my video, these pro players, I mean, we've got quite a few of the pro players here now. I mean, Wild One's Alp is OP, Maddox is a pro, Jory's a pro, Vermilio is kind of pro, but he hasn't got the avatar and he's getting better.
Hey! What the fuck? That's fucking bullshit.
You know, so we've got some good players here, really, really good players. And the thing is, one of the reasons why these guys are so good, and you may all sort of scoff at this because we all have our own sort of impression of how good we all really are. And trust me, it wasn't until I started playing tier 10 tournaments properly. Aiming is a big thing. It's a huge thing. And these guys, these pros, know where to aim, guys. And they very rarely bounce. And when they bounce, it's because they're playing like an idiot. And that's one thing tier 10 teaches you massively. Where to aim. And I know that sounds silly, because we all know where to aim. But it's not. Trust me. It's chalk and cheese. And it's even the basics, like moving without being spotted, or resetting camo, or knowing parts of the map where you can go haul down, or do this or do that. Tournaments teach you that, funnily enough. It really does. But I may be talking bullshit. Let's listen from Jack, Maddox, Jory, Stige, and Vermilio. They all play tours regularly.
Oh.
Most of them are
Well,
pros.
maybe I should do one time in front, like on Friday with WoW, and then I will lead it.
Well, we tried to get you in one last night.
Oh yeah, but I was like not. I was like I have to deal with some off stage issues, like and then secondly wanted to tier 10.
Oh well, yeah. See, this is the problem with these players who've got, you know, light blue win rates.
They're really lazy.
Big ego.
So let's move up. Vermilio, do you think that tournaments improve your gameplay, as in the basics, aiming, moving, all that sort of stuff?
Yes, I actually do.
Are you
It's
lying?
just that you're just like the normal player is just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. They're just playing like random battles. They don't know what the enemy
That's
team
you.
is just not playing. So
That's you.
what the fuck up, Jack?
But I mean, I would say that I don't know. I would say the vast majority of the player base, and I say the vast majority, aren't just playing it to troll. They're not. They may not be ultra serious, but they're playing it because of what it is. It's a game, and they want to improve. You're going to get some of the player base who just like rolling out every now and then between meetings or whatever. I get that, but I would say a lot of the player base is playing it because they enjoy the game, for whatever reason. And one of the things is, if you enjoy the game and you want to improve, then and you don't want to hurt your stats, but you want to get better, then tournaments. Why aren't they embraced that much? I mean, I played a tour the other day, and Layla's just asked again, and yes, Layla, absolutely. Wednesday, I will more than happy do that. We struggled at first because there aren't many teams playing tournaments in Asia, especially there weren't many. Simple fact. And
5 teams.
it's a shame, really. And I don't know what it's like on NA, and I don't know what I mean. EU, there's always seems to be okay, and I don't know what it's like on NA.
200 teams.
Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a lot of teams playing on EU. So there is a thirst out there. I mean, unfortunately, some clans go into tournaments and they only have 4 players, and that's never going to happen. But there is a first somewhere. To be fair, so I wouldn't say all the players are just they don't care, because some I would say majority do, but they're just not. I don't know. There's just something about they're not embracing it for some reason. I don't know why.
But what do you think of the season coins? The win rate thing comes in again. The win rate
Oh,
thing, and
absolutely. I mean, that is a pain in the ass.
I mean, if I get like a 60% team, and it just means it means 60, but if you're like a 65, 67, you meet like these 40%ers, and they don't meet the other 40%ers. When they lose so hard, they're getting discouraged, so out down to the ground, and they just leave the game or just leave tournaments completely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so maybe we need a Swiss tournament system in the off seasons. I think that will be good for training.
Because the 40%ers face the 40%ers, it's fine. Let them have a good match together. Let them enjoy. Not facing a pro clan or just beating them 7.
And I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And one of the arguments I put forward is exactly that. I mean, guys, if people aren't embracing tournaments because forget the quick tours. When you start doing the proper tours, a team comes together. They've got 45% average win rate for the team, and automatically they're put against, let's say, on the EU server against Raid in round 1. They're going to get annihilated, absolutely annihilated.
And in a way,
and they're just going to turn around and say, well, 1,
Raid.
This isn't fun. 2, I didn't enjoy that. 3, it was a waste of time. Why should I do it again?
Exactly.
Yeah, but then for the biggest tournaments, it should remain that principle. To be honest with you, though.
What principle?
No, I mean the biggest tournaments like previous skill. I think it's.
A previous skill
I
is
think
different.
it
I'm not talking about I'm not talking about Ascent.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you say it should. But at the same token, why should it?
You mean previous skill?
Yeah, you say it should.
Yeah, because
but on the same token, why should it?
because it's connected to the biggest tournament where there is like a monetary prize, and then you want to decide and determine the best team in that server. And if you do it with
You've
like
gotta
a
remember,
Switch tournament
when-
system,
I
it's
get
going
that,
to be
I get
hard.
that, but don't forget, and you know full well as I do, what we've got at the moment doesn't do that. Doesn't do
Yeah,
that.
so we need to change the seeding system
There you
as
go.
well. So
Because
yes.
we know for a fact that the number 1 ranked team in EU was not the best team.
was not in the top. Was not in the top 4. I mean, well,
It wasn't in the top 8.
well, top 8. Yeah. Well,
so not the best team,
yeah.
yet they were ranked number 1.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't work. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't work, then it's compounding the problem twofold. And the compounding of that problem is you're pissing off those who want to get involved in tournaments to begin with, because they're being unfairly win rate seeded against these type of clans, and you're pissing off the clans that realistically are the best clans because they're being paired
They're
up
not
against
the
blah,
win
blah,
rate.
blah. So you're sort of kicking yourself in the teeth twice. It's got to change somehow.
You're right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of clans that can beat the other clan, but they just face the weaker opponent and they can boost it up, while the other clan faces a much stronger opponent, and it just derails the 60% clans against the 67 and 60, like the 70%ers in EU. So there are a lot of clans, for example, what can I take? Is the win rate is not like 70, right? They're like
It's
a bit
66. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
win
teams
66.
they face a much stronger opponent. Like they face a stronger opponent than when Legion does it. They'll face like a 40%er, so they just get boosted. I mean, there are really good clan, but they should be facing a better opponent. Should they be? Let the 40%ers again face the 40%ers, and 66 can face with the
Yeah,
70.
but
There's
that
a more
doesn't make
equal chance.
sense. That doesn't make sense. How are the 40%ers are going up then in the bracket? They can't, because they will get raped in the second match if they
Yeah.
go against a better clan.
I mean, there's got to be a way it can work. I don't know what it is, but there's got
Yeah,
to be a way it
just
can work.
yeah, there's some like simple fix that people won't use the win rate to kind of to abuse the seeding. Just kind of get a working seeding system, and then I think the strongest weakest principle should remain. I mean, that's the right principle for a big tournament like that. And it will be a little bit of a nightmare, logistical nightmare to use the Swiss tournament system in a big tournament. That's it. Yeah, it only works in the off season. So if you want to encourage
Yeah.
clans to play in the off season, then yes, go with a Swiss tournament system.
But I mean, the other thing I think they should do, and I really do think they should do this. I mean, this year we didn't have it, but we normally, previous years, because of the wild card tournament on certain servers, we used to have the challenges as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have that this year because there's no offline, so there's no wild card, etc., etc.
I mean, that's why Asia is doing their own, but Asia is taking like top 64. Full.
Yeah.
They're taking
But what
the
wargaming
40%,
should
and
do,
that's kind of good.
when you've got, look, we've got 3 echelons: lower, middle, upper. Okay, and the upper echelon is basically the top 8.
Professional.
Okay. Now, if you're in the lower echelon, once the tournament's finished and you're in the lower echelon, what happens next? Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Prizes.
There aren't any.
You don't even get prizes.
You don't
There
get
aren't
anything.
any. Like the middle, the top 16, like the 9th to 16, they get a challenger that we didn't get even this year. Kind of
don't get
disappointed
anything.
with that.
If you're not in the top 8, you don't get anything. So, what if you are a new clan starting out? What is there realistically to entice you to come back again? In real terms, is there anything? I don't think there is, and therein lies the
I
problem.
mean, in what way? Motivates us to play the game more, or what do you in tournaments? You mean as a new
Yeah.
clan?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like there's a new clan in Asia, but like, it motivates us, I guess, because we are able to beat some of the top clans out. Sometimes, like it kind of motivates us, but at the same time, when we get wrecked by them, we are kind of derailed from that. Like we kind of get upset, but usually we keep beating them, and so we are like happy about it, honestly. So it keeps us motivated to like take the clan to the next level. So in a way, like for what I'm experiencing in Asia, we kind of have a motivation.
Yeah, but
I don't know about
your team is totally different. Like what Fugit means is that you are having a team with pro players, and Fugit means just like average players that have.
You mean 50% or border? Okay.
Yeah. What's to entice him to come back to try and get into the middle echelon, for example?
Yeah, there are only rewards for now the pro players, but not for.
And they should
you're right.
The pro players should get the rewards. And don't get me wrong. I'm not arguing against that. But I'm not saying that the guys in the lower echelons need to be given super duper rewards, but they need to be given something to entice them to come back the next season to try and get better to get into the middle echelon.
Just to recognize them as a good clan, as a lower a clan that has participated in tournament, like maybe like some normal avatar, something like that. I guess like a challenger has an avatar.
Well, we used to
Like,
have
avatars
that.
don't
I mean, obviously you get the spring we had the spring season avatar and we didn't get a summer avatar, did we?
Yeah,
No,
Oh,
there's no
no,
avatar.
oh.
not
Did you
for
get one? I can't remember.
yeah, just for every player, but not for tournament.
Because we had one for the spring season. If you took part in the spring season tournaments, the proper tournaments, it doesn't matter if you're lower echelon all the way up to the upper echelon. You got the participant in spring season. Yeah, it was that green World of Tanks Blitz avatar.
But it was
Light green.
timed. It was not a permanent. It was not permanent. It's kind of people don't like when it's not permanent. It
That's
was
the
just like
thing.
90
They need
days.
to make them permanent. That's what they need to do. And I also remember, and they've never done it, and I've got it, where we, in fact, I'll show you. Has anybody got the, I think it's called the Gup avatar, or something? After this replay, I'll show you what I mean. Because I got a special medal. It's not an avatar. I got a medal for being runners up in the EU server for the best server for Blitz.
Oof.
Oh, that thing. The Blitz.
You remember that, Maddox?
I forgot what.
Yeah, it was got
Yeah.
2016,
It's
wasn't it?
It's like all 4 servers are like a competition.
Correct.
Which server does the most of stuff.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't remember that. So
yeah, I think it was like 2016 or something they brought that out. It was something like that. And everybody got a medal. It was great. People got medals for like just playing the game. And you know, if you're on the EU server, I think EU came second. I can't remember. I think RU won it. CIS won it. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
But EU came second, and you know, if you took part in in tournaments or something during that particular point in time, or you played X amount of battles, you got a medal. I'll show you it in a minute, as soon as this game's finished. But Free Potato's taking his time in the crown wagon. It's a special medal, and we don't have that anymore. And it was things like that used to sort of entice players, but then again, medals nowadays don't entice players anymore, do they? So
They don't.
you know, I mean,
Nah.
back in the day, people would say, "Oh, I got a Kolobanov," and now they don't care.
No, I don't give. I personally, I don't give 2 flying Fs about medals.
See.
But I was pretty happy with the masteries. I was pretty happy about the masteries.
Oh,
They
everybody's
changed
happy with the
it about
Masteries. It's the other medals they don't care about. Unless
I mean,
it's a
yeah.
Raz.
Or high
I
caliber.
still don't fucking
Bulls
have a
medal.
Raz.
I don't even care. Like the avatar is pretty cool. The end ones, like
I'll show
gold
you.
ones, I kind of like them, but
I'll show
I
you
don't
what
like
I
them,
mean.
honestly.
So where is it?
the medal.
Where is it? Medals. Here we go. Mine. There's a special one somewhere. Where is it? It's right down at the bottom. Here we go. Continental runner-up. Awarded to all players whose region came second in the Rise of the Continents global event. October 2015.
Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, yeah,
So
I remember that
we
one.
got a medal for doing that. And
I
then,
don't have that one.
and then
It was nice. Back
then
in
you
the
get
day, though.
medals for you used to, I don't know if we still get it. Do you still get medals for the for I don't know if this is ratings or not. So I've got a season gold medal awarded for the highest league achieved by the player by the end of the season in World of Tanks. But I don't know what that relates to. So and then we got Twister Cup. Award dedicated to any players who fought one battle during the Twister Cup. And I got a medal in that. That was a long time ago though. So
Those medals are
we used to
just
get these things,
show
but we don't
off.
get them anymore. We don't get them anymore.
And
We just don't get them.
they used to have, if you remember, they used to have a special gold tournament that used to bring more players in.
Yes,
the gold
we used to have
tournament.
gold, bronze, silver, yes. But they got rid of those.
Oh yeah, I have one from 2017.
What
The
would
New
you do now?
Start
Really nice.
champion.
What would
New
you do?
Start champion.
Aha.
Awarded to all players who fought at least 500 battles during the New Start season in 2017.
Yeah, I think I've got one of those as well. New Start. Let's just have a check. We used to get all these things. Yeah, New Start
don't
participant. Yes. Yeah. We don't get these
Participant
anymore.
and you don't have the champion?
No.
You start champion.
No, I wasn't playing that often in 2017.
Well, you have the champion. I see. No.
Oh, I do.
You have the
I'm
new-
lying.
Yeah.
Yes. Awarded to all players who fought 500 battles during New Start season. Yes, yes. So, but we used to get these types of medals, but we don't get them anymore. And it used to be a way to entice people to play certain parts of the game. And people used to like it.
I mean, now I don't think anybody would like be happy to do this. Honestly, like get the medals. It's not gonna really motivate them. I guess winning is the only way to motivate. I know it's something, but do you really think it's gonna like motivate the entire? It's gonna motivate. Like, it's gonna motivate.
You say that.
Stage, but
Tell you what, you ask the pro players who've got their pro avatars if they give them up.
No. No.
And they
They
won't.
Jordan?
I wouldn't give my avatar up.
No.
Of
And
course.
Why not? Because
No.
they've earned those avatars.
Yeah.
Not my challenger's avatar, no.
Exactly.
I always
Why would
run
you
it
ever
in
get-
my back.
Vermelia,
Yeah.
you've got the challenges, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
And you've got it Wild
I
Ones
do
Alpha.
as well.
And Matt Jory's
Yeah,
got
I
it,
do it as
but you also got Pro Avatar as well. So, but you would not give up your challenger's avatar because you earned that avatar and it's unique.
Yeah.
Not many people have got
It's
those
unique.
avatars.
I
So-
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's why I run-
care. I wouldn't care if it was gone. To be honest.
No, that's why I run it in the random matches every time.
Right.
The challenger's avatar.
Now let's say you were given
Oh,
now
don't-
let's say you were given an avatar for being a participant in, say, you got awarded a lower echelon avatar. People would still have that.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I
Just
think-
like the pros won't give up their pro avatars because they've earned them. People who earn these things and they think, well, I've got something special, they don't give it up. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like they brought up that the background for the pros, the Twister 2019, the guy on the E50M just standing and looking up top of the hill on the Twister Cup. I kind of like that one, honestly. But they could do it for normal players as well who are not like professionals or something. Like they can bring it for the normal players.
No. It's different.
Mhm.
Tournaments different.
Mhm.
It should be limited to tournaments only.
I know.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, there are
but
certain
mean
things
the-
that have got to.
the lower echelon.
There are certain parts of the game that cannot be given to everybody. For example, the pro camos that the pros have got, the orange and the blue ones, they can't be available to just anybody. You've got to do
But
the
you could
pro
buy
series.
them back in the day. You could buy back in the day is what I heard from someone. You could
No.
buy them back in the day for
No.
$50
No.
is what I heard.
No, you
Buy
can't
what?
buy
Like
them.
Pro Capture Camo?
The pro
Buy
camos.
Professional Camo? No, you can't.
No, you can't buy
Not
them.
available.
The only one that's slightly close to the pro camo is the Grill Raider camo, and that's it. And that was brought out.
How is that?
It's not. It's the closest one, and it was only brought out to because Raid
Meh.
won Twister that year.
Yeah, and then there's like Mouse Legionary.
Yeah, Mouse
Legionary.
Legionary.
That's
Yeah,
for
that
Mountain.
one is-
That's
So
for
the
Legion.
Grill. This camo is the closest, the Raider one, which is why it's about that way. Raid. That is the closest you'll get to a pro camo for us mere mortals.
Yeah.
All the other
And-
the pro camos, the orange and the blue pro camos, you've got to do the pro tour to do that, and you've got to get the
And
pro
then you have-
avatar. It's-
Or the
And then
online
you have,
Blitz Quiz or
you have
whatever.
like the Star Strike banner, which is 7-star. Just joking.
yeah, so you know, but the Grill Raider is the closest you'll ever get to a pro camo,
Yeah.
and it's.
Or you can
heartbreaking.
pay me.
Or you,
Or you
can
can
pay,
pay
you
me
can pay
and,
Jory, yeah. But those things have got to stay as is. I mean, doing the pro tour, getting to that pro tour, you've got to be able to have things that set you aside from everybody else in the game. That's the idea. And like I'm saying, those who've got the pro avatar or the pro camos won't give those up because they've won them. They've earned them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you give somebody an avatar which is just, I got to lower echelon 1, people aren't going to give it up because they'll think they've got something special. Just human nature. And
they have something.
They have something that maybe somebody else doesn't have. And that's the thing. You know, avatars, come on, Wargaming, it doesn't cost you anything to do avatars. Not really.
I mean,
camos are
the
different.
pro
I'm not
avatars
arguing
are
camos, but
something
avatars,
big.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Camo is the good. The camo is the one that really, like, people get attracted for the professional camos, not really for the avatar.
Yeah, but
No,
The
for
avatar
me,
is just
like the credit price or the gold price doesn't matter as much as the avatar. For me, it's
yeah,
like
the
that.
gold is like 2.5. That's pretty good.
But the avatar, it's what matter. It's what matters the most to me.
you know what? If I ever got even a challenger's avatar, I'd be proud as hell.
Yeah.
No doubt the pros are proud as heck with their pro avatars for the same reason. And that's the thing. You know, it makes people feel proud when they're given something that they've achieved. And avatars, they can't cost Wargaming a lot of cash. They can't. So guys, give the people in the tournaments, even if it's just, you know, just says lower echelon or whatever, doesn't matter. Give them an avatar. What's it matter? At least it gives them something they can feel slightly proud of. Makes them slightly different.
Yeah, just like rating avatars that you have in.
Yeah, like the ratings
the
avatars,
gold-
you know. Yeah, because people like those.
You have the gold. You have the gold and the
Absolutely, people like those. So, you know, I see people rolling out with their gold avatars. So clearly they think, you know, I'm proud to be in gold. What's the problem? What's the problem with that? There's no problem. It's the same with I'm proud to have done, you know, the Ascent Tour. Admittedly, only got to the lower echelon, but I did the Ascent Tour, and I've got an avatar to prove it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and it would probably entice people to do more tours. I don't know. Food for thought, I think. Well, I mean, what do you guys think?
I would love Wargaming actually to give like a very small amount of gold
They
to
won't.
tournaments.
They won't.
Like really small, only 25 gold if you participate like one tournament, not even 25, even 10. People would be so happy if you get that 10 gold. They would play their hearts out for the tournament to get that 10 gold, or maybe 25, whatever.
I mean, they do. To be fair, all the tournaments give quite decent credits. They do decent credits for the tiers. I mean, if you go into a quick tour, you're getting decent credits. I mean, like I said, I did the tier 8 last night. I didn't play all the games. I still got 400,000 credits. So I got 800,000 credits for playing 2 tournaments. That's a lot of credits in real terms.
I'm focusing on like the 40%ers, like a really bad one.
Who probably need the credits as well to you know, to get their skills, unlock all the skills and stuff. And
I do agree with.
they, you know, the credits, they do decent credits, but maybe something else.
I mean, the coins, for example, like the coins again, you can't get the mod one. Like only the top players can get it. You need to like go at least for round 2 or round 3 to get like consistently to get the mod one.
No,
So,
but
like,
I don't necessarily disagree with that. And the reason, just jumping in there, the reason I don't disagree with those who want to grind out all the way to the top, whatever it is, top 3 or top 10 in Platinum or Diamond League to get the IS6 Fearless. I don't mind that. Let them have it. You know, and let them be proud that they've got the IS6 Fearless. I mean, it's just an IS6, just looks different. But I have no issue with that. And I have no issue with, you know, the season coin tanks only going to the best players, because if they're going to invest their time, and this is the thing, people invest money in the game, I get that, but you also have to invest time in the game as well. And if you're prepared to invest time in the game to play these tournaments, then why shouldn't you be rewarded with a tank?
No, why can't they give like a tier 5 out? It will motivate people, like it will. if you like give a tier 5, tier 4 collector tank for coins, like even like 5,000 coins, like the 40%ers would play all the coin tournaments, even if they lose, they'll be able to get that tank, and they'll be really happy about it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to make it to an extent where it's a challenge, and not just easy. That's one of the problems you've got. You've got to make it a challenge. Now, admittedly, it's difficult to get that T54 because you need a lot of season coins. I get that, but that's the challenge, and that's why it can't go to everybody. Now, if you stick in there a tier 5 that almost anybody can get, there's no challenge, and that sort of defeats the object.
Object 3.
The objective.
So you've got to make it challenging as well as trying to balance it. And it's just unfortunate that, yes, you're right. The best players, not necessarily the best players, the best clans and the clans who've got the best players are more likely to get the C54 than us mere mortals. I get that. But at the same token, they are probably playing a lot more tournaments as well for training purposes, etc., etc. And therein lies the other side of it. If you're gonna do it, you've got to make it challenging. And this is a lot of the events that a lot of people don't like the events that Wargaming come up with because they think that they're not getting a free tank. You're never going to get a free tank, guys. Realistically, you're going to get a tank that's discounted. Okay, that's the aim of it. But what they do is they dangle the opportunity for you to win a tank if you are prepared to invest your time and effort into the game.
I mean, the winner's time was it was a very hard event. Like, I had to put a lot of hours into the game to get the IS6. So, but those who put it in, they got the IS6 for free. But Wargaming, in a way, they changed that completely. Like a Dracula, Helsing, those tanks were like you could get them for free if you invested time. But now these Annihilator and tanks like the Lichen, you had to spend money. Like, there's no way. Not even like the 80% or all the top 100% players, they can't even do it.
But the counter to that is, and I hate to counter it, you get the spike for free.
Yeah, no.
So there is the spike that you can get for free.
For how much gold, Jack, can you sell it?
250. So poor.
250.
Oh, fuck.
But
I mean, it's something.
I don't know.
We're just playing the game. I would do this every day.
Absolutely. So would I.
Yeah,
If somebody said to me, play the game and I'll give you 250 gold after a week, I'd play the game. I'd get the 250 gold. Say, thank you very much. But the Annihilator is a different tank. So yeah, it's a lot harder to get. But that's the point. It's a lot harder to get. Whereas the Spike is basically free of charge. All you got to do is play the game.
They will not just give it away for free.
Nope. No.
If they give it away for free, like, the game will be broken.
If they give it away for free, then people will just log into the game and get it. And that's the point. You've got to, when you look at the events that Wargaming do, they don't forget, everybody forget, they are a business. So, because they're a business, they've got to clickbait you, okay? They've got to. Because they've got to, the worst, and some of you people on YouTube are some of these, and the worst thing for Wargaming are free-to-play players. They're the worst. Because they don't spend money. And you can play this game without spending a penny. Seriously. Because you get boosters that are going to give you premium time, they're going to give you credits, they're going to give you all manners of things. The only thing you won't get is the premium tanks, because you have to pay for them, and you won't, and the grind is a lot harder and a lot longer, because you're not upgrading or doing things like that. However, you can upgrade using your XP, and you'll get a lot of XP. Simple as that. So you can do it completely free of charge, gratis. Okay, and they're the worst players for wargaming because they're taking a service and not paying a dime for it. Whereas the majority of the player base pay some money somewhere. They either buy a premium tank, or they buy a container, or they buy this, or they buy that. And these are the people. Without these people, we'd have no game. You have to look at it that way. Because nobody's going to sit in Minsk working on developing a game when the business is getting no money. So they need money to give us the game.
Yeah.
So they're never going to give us anything for free in real terms. Not for free. You have to work for it, or you have to buy it. One of the two. And if you work for it, then the chances are you're putting a lot of hours in, and you're going to be buying gold or credits or premium time. You may not be buying the tanks, but you might buy the premium tanks. Who knows? But you're going to be because once you put so much effort in, you will get. You will say, well, I might as well spend $100 now. I've spent half my life playing the bloody game to get to where I am, and people do that. They will do that, and that's so. There's a balancing act that has to take place with wargaming, and we all bemoan them. And I'm one of the guys that moans about wargaming as well. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I hate the amount of premium tanks. I've made videos on the amount of premium tanks there are coming into the store every bloody week, and it riles
keep
me.
The game alive.
It absolutely riles me. I hate containers. I absolutely hate containers. I love that wargaming now. I've set a limit with these charms in some containers. I think that's a good thing.
Like the Dracula.
I think it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah,
because I've heard of people spending upwards of $500, $600, $700 on getting a tank. I mean, that's just daft. At least now most of the tanks are limited to about $100. It's still a lot of money for a pixelated tank, guys, but at least they've limited it to an extent. But I hate containers.
Yeah.
I hate them. But on the same token,
people love them.
Yeah.
When they
exactly, free-to-play players watch ads as well, which gives gold. You're right, Banksy. That's completely correct.
I mean, some of the guys who were watching, like, I know some of my friends who got the Smasher for free. Like, they literally, what they did was they watched the videos, like, the daily videos. They got 3,000 gold, and they bought the Smasher containers, and they just got it in, like, the second or the first one. They're, like, happy as
getting
hell.
a rare item just by playing the game? Oh, any player would do that any time of the day.
Love it, don't you? Let you know.
Do you know what? Do you know what? The proudest tank I've got is the Camp 70. I'm still proud of it, because when that came out in the event, it was almost impossible to win, and I won it.
Yeah,
I got it.
You mean
the Camp 70 when it first came out into the game?
The top 1,000 in rating.
Yeah,
I think.
I got that tank. And
not rating. Not rating.
Not rating.
1,000 in damage.
Yeah.
That was it.
It was bloody difficult to get that tank, and I got that tank free of charge. I didn't pay a penny for it. Now everybody's got it, but I am so proud of that tank because I had to work bloody hard to get that thing. Really hard, and it wasn't impossible clearly because I got it. But it was unbelievably difficult to get that tank.
Like, it was lucky. You were really lucky, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. I think I was. And when people say to me, "Oh, the event's rubbish, you can't win the tank," well, you can if you put a lot of hard effort in. The chances of winning it are there for getting it for free. But if you're only going to play 2 games a day, then you're not going to get it. And this is the thing about wargaming's events. You have to invest your time into it to try and get it.
Yeah, but I agree. But the rewards have really, like, gone down for, like, the players who invest, like, a lot of time into the game. Because let me be honest, I was addicted, and I for the winner's time even, I spent in excess of, like, 6 hours a day to get. It's because that's the only tank I had, like, a chance of getting as a free tank. I didn't used to spend money back in the day. I have started spending money. Kind of, it's like trying to become a good tournament player here. So yeah, I'm spending money in the game. So, but back in the day, I would like put my all heart in to get those like the free tanks, like the M680E1 experimental, and the I6, the winners time event. Those type, and even the AMX CDC, if you remember, the football one. So that really like made me play the game a lot. But now like those events are gone. I'm not really like I kind of like left the regular battles and I'm only focusing on tournaments.
Well, I mean,
So
hang on, Galactic, don't go there, mate. I got the M60 gratis, and I'm still hated for it. And I for a year I couldn't roll out in that thing.
M60, I think it's a good tank.
I got it for free.
amazing.
I got it for free when it first came out. It was gifted
Kind
to
of
me.
better.
And every time I
loyalty
rolled
play
out
goes
in
for-
that tank, and the abuse you would get was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Oh yeah. WG Simper. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I have seen.
Yeah.
You still get it. You still get it.
I
mean,
don't get it anymore. But yeah, I mean, to this day, I don't know how I got that tank.
They just gave it to random
Loyal
players.
player.
It was not a loyal player. It was just random players. Just gave it
No,
out.
but that's the meme. That's how the meme went, right? You're
Yeah.
a loyal player, you got it.
Yeah, it was back. It was back when when Blitz was still growing. It was 2015, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. But yeah, I mean, I had that. I got it. I woke up one day, I opened the game and had an M60. It was like, ooh, that's nice. And I didn't get told why. Nobody told me why. It was like a gift.
It was really
Christmas
loyal
or something.
player.
Yeah.
It says gift. Yeah, I know. I remember that. Like even it was not a lot of battle count. There was no battle count either. Like I got it for like 2,000 battle count for no reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I was playing the game a lot back then because you know I was like Meadsy. I went to work and played the game. So people were saying, "Oh, it's because you spent so much money." I didn't spend a lot of money back then on the game. I only really started spending money on the game when I started doing YouTube because I had to buy the bloody tank to do reviews and stuff. So because obviously back then I didn't have a press account or anything, and that's when I really started spending a lot of money. Oh, it's a great rack. It's only because of YouTube I started spending lots of money on the game. No other reason. So it wasn't because of the amount of money that you spent, because I really didn't spend a lot back in those days. But yeah, I mean, the abuse you would get was unbelievable. It was craziness. You couldn't roll out in the tank for ages. Because people you just targeted immediately.
Because like I remember back in the days, like when Wargaming first done that, I was like very mad because because I consider myself as a pretty loyal player, and not sure most of you guys heard of this what was this, the hashtag that I made just to create hate back then. Like I was really shit back then, like like because I just really didn't like Wargaming doing that.
Yeah.
So
no, a lot of people didn't
doing
because
that to a very
well, the worst thing was they never actually said what the parameters were.
and that pissed most people off.
That's what got everybody's backs up because nobody knew what you had to do to get the tank. That's the problem. And you know, to this day, I don't think anybody knows what you have to do to get the tank.
Only Wargaming knows.
Only Wargaming knows. That's correct. You know, there's. I mean, I did a video the other day. There's 422 tanks, and you can't get all of them, to be honest. I mean, if you haven't got the Kenny Otsu, you're never going to get it. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
I think there's 422 tanks. Let me have a look. So I'll show you how many are. I've got 407 tanks. Some of the tanks I don't have. I don't have the Panzer IV Hydra because it very rarely comes out on the EU server. It comes out a lot on the NA server. I don't have the IS-6 Fearless for various reasons. And there's a few other bits and bobs that I don't have. But Yeah, there's about 422 tanks. So I've got a lot of them, but not all of them. I mean, I've got all the tech tree tanks, I believe. I think I have. And, oh no, I sold a few tanks as well. Like that stupid A32, I hate that tank. I absolutely hate that tank. So it's the only tank I've ever sold, and I got rid of it. And I've lost a couple of collectors as well, disappeared.
You sold them for gold?
I think I sold them because I was never going to play them again. Like the what is it? The UA50? Is it UA57 or something? Or
UE57. I think it's UE57.
UE57. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got rid of that. I was really annoyed when they did 5.5 back in the day because they took away some of the tanks that I loved. Like they got rid of the Marder. I love the Marder. I thought the Marder was a great tank.
Yeah, the medium one. I think did they take away medium one?
They took away everything.
Yeah, they took away a lot of nice tanks. Oh no, I've still got the UE57.
Medium one.
Shit.
Yeah.
I thought I got rid of that.
Medium one is like the most OP tank. It's like a really OP tank in tier 1, but then
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Still, yeah.
They got rid of it.
Yeah. And then there is what? There is like T28, which in tier 4, which they nerfed it to nothingness, and
Yeah.
and it was, and then tier 6, the E2, they removed the gun that
They
could
still
be
got
mounted
that, the Russian-
on
what is it?
E8.
Oh, they still got the T28 mod 1. I think, did I get a Raz in that tank? I can't remember. I think, did I get a Raz in it? I can't remember if I did or not. No, it wasn't that one I got a Raz in. I got a Raz in one of the strange tanks, one of the strange Russian tanks. I can't remember which one it was now. I can't remember which one it was now. It was one of the bizarre Russian tanks that, you know, and I got accused of lots of things. Or was it the T-46? Could have been the T-46. And I got told off. Yeah, it was that. It was the T-46. So I went out in the T-46 and I got a Raz in the T-46.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's actually not a good tank. And
I don't even have one Raz.
So many things. No,
I don't even have one Raz. What the fuck?
Really? I've got 3. I
Yeah,
think. I've only got 3. I've got it in the Cromwell B, the KV1, and the T-46.
What the?
Yeah.
What the?
Time to get good.
Pull your finger out, man.
Yeah.
God, you haven't got a
Yeah,
Raz.
get good.
God, get good.
Get good, yeah, get good.
Get good.
It's just every time when I get 6 kills, I'm just getting kill stealed, or when I have the potential.
It's your problem.
Yeah,
It's your
yeah.
problem.
Everybody says that. Everybody says that.
It's all skill related and shit.
My Cromwell B was the best Raz ever. I was AFK for half the battle. And I was AFK for half the battle, and I woke up and from being AFK because I had to log out the game and log back in, and I was the only tank left. And so I just went around the battle, and I only got a first class. I got a Raz, but only a first class. And they weren't all one shots. Before you ask, they were pretty. Some of them were still on full HP. So that was the bizarrest Raz I've ever got. Totally bizarre. So it's possible. But I think it's harder now, isn't it? It's harder to get certain medals now. Kolobanov is very hard to get nowadays. I find, and I find that Raz isn't that easy anymore. Quite a few of them, but the one medal that's always eluded, and I think it's the hardest medal in the game. And I'd love for somebody to send me a replay of it, but I don't think anybody is ever going to get a replay of it to send. And it's which one is it called again? Fadin's medal. I think it's the hardest one to get. You have to shoot the last enemy vehicle with the last shell in your tank.
Yeah, that's pretty hard in
It's that
Blitz.
it's pretty hard nowadays because they buffed a lot on the ammo capacity.
Absolutely.
Unless you want to handicap yourself and go in the game with less shells, otherwise you won't see that with any.
You know what? I've tried that. I've gone into like a tier 2 with just 2 shells. It just waited. And unfortunately, I killed him with the first shell, which meant I still had one left. Bastard. So.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I mean, it's so difficult to get that, the Fadings medal. I know people have got it, but I've never seen a replay of it. Because it's really difficult. And the other ones, like the Beloits, is really difficult as well. Where you've got to have 5.
I've got 3 of them.
You've got 3 Beloits. Bloody hell. And Bruno's is another one, because you have to destroy 3 or 4 vehicles with 5 critical.
I haven't got that one.
And then there's Tarskays, which is 5 enemy vehicles when you have 5 critically damaged modules and 20% or less of your HP. Unbelievable. I mean, those medals are like very difficult to get. Very difficult to get. Really are. I mean, there's some very difficult medals out there. It's like Invincible annoyed me. I was 1 away from getting Invincible. Oh. Unbelievable.
I never got it. It's very hard.
I was 1 away. 4 out of 5. So I won 4 battles without taking in the same tank, without taking any damage. And then on the 5th one, he tracked me, bastard. That was it.
Guess what? No, but guess what?
What?
I've seen people who got it, and people who got it were AFKers.
Oh, that's even worse. That is even worse. But yeah, I mean, there's some very difficult medals out there. Very difficult medals. I mean, what's the other one? Survivor is a difficult one. Survive 10 battles in a row using the same tank.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah. But a lot of people can't do that nowadays. Going out in the same tank and survive 10 in a row.
My highest streak is 18 battles, apparently.
Wow, that's good. Mine's 12. Raider is another difficult one. Remain undetected throughout the entire battle and be the only player to capture the base.
I have 1 of them.
I have 3 of
Only
those.
1.
I don't know how. But I mean, they're pretty difficult to get, the Raider one.
Very sneaky.
Yeah. And Reaper's another great medal. Kill 3 enemy vehicles in a row with 1 shell. So you've got to shoot him, he dies, then kill the next one with the next shell, then kill the next one with the next shell.
So basically an autoloader.
Yeah.
No, auto doesn't really do that, but you gotta like make sure every shot you get is a kill.
Yeah. There was another one. I think they've got rid of it. Oh yeah, double shot. They got rid of double shot, where you could kill.
Lucky
shot. Lucky shot. That was what it's called.
Double shot.
Yeah, where you had to kill 2 tags with 1 shell.
No, that's Bombardier.
Bombardier. Yes, that's the one. 2 tags with 1 shell.
The other one is the one that's super rare is Lucky, which is you got witness a team kill.
Yes.
That is like few meters or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, back in the days, because there's only at the start of the game, because there's already no TK, there's already no team damage system. The only way we can get it is when big caliber tank splash on zone and then it kill itself.
Yeah. And there was another one, wasn't there? You used to get a medal for friendly fire.
Yeah, that was it was Lucky, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Sure it was
The
Lucky.
friendly fire one. Brilliant. But Reaper's easiest kill steal. Yeah. Reaper. All you got to do is kill steal. That's correct. But yeah, I mean that. Some of them are very difficult. Some of them are very difficult to get. Invincible's not easy because you've got to take 0 damage. And I almost did it, and he trapped me.
Wait, 0 damage and what?
You have
got to take
5
0
games.
damage.
In five games with the same tank, you've got to take 0 damage.
5
you can't-
games in the same tank.
Yeah, they've got to be one after the other.
Ooh. Oh my, that's
In a
hard. I
row.
don't.
In a row.
Yes.
It's
That's like the
very
hardest.
difficult. It's a very difficult one to get. Invincible.
Not with
So-
my playstyle.
So I'll just read it out again just to make sure. So you survive 5 battles in a row without taking any damage. An unbroken series continues into the next battle, but you must use the same vehicle. So you've got to play 5 battles in the same tank with 0 damage. That even includes modular damage, by the way.
Yes.
Because he didn't damage me in my 5th battle, but he trapped me. And that was enough to break it. It's unbelievably difficult. Unbelievably difficult. So if you've got that medal, well done. You've really well done. But
Good job. You're very good at not sharing HP for your team. Good job.
There is that as well, yeah. There is that as well. Nicely done, Yandelane. If you've got the Invincible medal with your Type 64, that's good going, mate. That's a difficult tank to do 5 games in a row without getting damaged. Wow. Because I would have HE'd you.
Yeah.
Soft target,
I
there you
haven't
go.
got it either.
That's a difficult one, that. It's a very difficult one. Not easy. So that I mean, I'd love to have that in the Faden's medal. Those would be the 2.
Fugit, how many third class?
How many 3rd classes? Oh, golly. Too many, I think.
So
3,648.
Okay.
Then I've got 1,432 second class, 441 firsts, and 150 aces.
Okay.
But
I
do
see
you still
14.
get Top Gun and everything? I think you do, don't you?
You still get Top Gun for 4 kills at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, you do still.
Yeah. Don't have many of those. High caliber. I mean, Confederate. I've got a lot of those. 2011.
Budget.
Yeah.
I have 4.6k free third classes. I have 3k second class, 700 first class, and 220 aces.
To be honest, I still don't know how Confederate works. So.
So Confederate is basically just want
What
to
did
damage
you
as
say?
many vehicles as possible.
Yeah. You have to damage them. You have to do the most damage.
Not really, isn't it?
So you gotta damage them, but you can't kill them. You gotta let your
Yeah.
teammates kill them.
Yeah, you have to damage
Ah.
more enemy vehicles than any other player or destroy their tracks.
Like you have to damage as many tanks as you can, but you can't kill them at all.
Mm-hmm.
So you take, let's say you damage 5 tanks, but you take 2 kills out of it, then you basically you basically doesn't get a Confederate medal because it says what was it? Yeah, if the target dies, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I've got
You
almost
kill the target,
5,000.
you target, you don't get.
Yeah.
I got 5,200 of those.
Yeah. It's
经常跑到厨房里面，看到厨师在那里炒菜的时候，那个，我就觉得
Oh, Fugit, I have a Bullet medal.
you have a Beloit.
Yeah.
That's good going, that. Beloit is
Destroy
actually
2
quite
enemies
difficult
while
to
you.
get. Beloit is
Huh?
not easy to get.
Yeah.
I've got 3 of
Destroy
them.
2 enemies while you have 5 different critically damaged modules and 20% of less HP remaining.
Absolutely. It's not easy to get. And these medals, people don't. I mean, everybody looks at the Raz medal, but the other medals, people don't really care about them anymore, which is a shame. Because that's what we used to
Yeah.
aim for, getting those medals.
Well,
Got a brilliant
I think
medal.
it's still pretty nice if you get like the rare medals.
Absolutely, I think it's fantastic.
For me at least.
Same here. Same here. I mean, I love getting those rarer medals. They're brilliant.
I have
I never
23
get
pools
them.
medals, and I don't have a fucking Kolobanov.
23
Oh
pools.
no, that's not a. 23, 6 kills. Oh, what? Oh, Rosadi. I don't have a single Rosadi.
You don't have a single
I've got
Raz.
10 of them.
Yeah, I've got 14 pools, 82 Radley Walters, which is annoying.
72 pools.
Yeah. Craziness. But I got 3 Razzies.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's at least better than from me though.
Outplayed.
It's better than Emilio, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Brilliant stuff. What's this dish? When is it? Is he still there? Yeah. When is it? What day?
Saturday.
Today. Tournament. That's today, yeah?
Tournament.
Season coins.
Yeah.
Season
today.
coins is today,
Season
yes.
coins. Yeah, it is today.
I'm playing today.
Okay.
Who are you playing with?
Who are you playing, George?
H49. I'm playing tier 8 with H49.
I'm gonna play with W1B.
Well, Stiz has sent me a kind invite, so I'm going to jump in with him.
Oh, you might lose then, but
No, we played well the other night. We played well the other night. In the QT.
oh, Stein is still here.
Tier 10. Are we doing tier, what is it, tier 8 or tier 10? Oh, tier 8. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Seal Club.
Seal Club.
Tier 8.
paradise.
I hope we are in the same
Oh,
group.
God.
Well, I went out with him all the other. I went out and him all the season coins earlier in the week, and we got annihilated. We actually beat the hard clans, and then lost to the not so hard clans. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. My claim to fame in the QT with him all was I actually killed Alpha Polak. Yes, give him a hard time. In my Crown Wagon, he was in a VK90, and I also killed Melody from APA. Yes, in the same game. Yes, I was hardcore that game.
Fugit is real hardcore.
I was in that game. That was hardcore. I mean, Alpha Polak is a bloody good player. End game guy.
Yeah,
Very good
I
player.
love Polak. Yeah.
And
I forgot his old name though. Is
yeah,
what's his old name?
I can't remember. And Melod is also a good player from APA. He's a good player
Yeah.
too. And I killed both of them, which made me very happy.
I don't like
There should
any
be like a
Polish
medal,
clans
like a
since we
pro
got
player
fucked with the
hunter.
seating.
The Hunter.
There should be like a new medal. It's called a pro player hunter. Kill as much pro players.
Oh, there should be. Yeah, no, I totally agree. There should be one of those. There should be. You should get a pro avatar crossed out.
Yes.
That's what you should get. Get a pro avatar with a big red cross through the middle of it. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
You'd be targeted by everybody who has a pro avatar, though. It'd be great. I'd like
Jack,
that.
it's Lego Late.
Oh, Lego.
Oh, it's Lego Late, is it?
Yeah, Lego Late.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Look.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fun tour, so that was interesting.
Mhm.
I like that. So, Stitch, do you want me to stream it tonight?
Your choice.
It's your choice, mate. What group? It depends what group we're in. If we've got a nice group, I'll stream it. If we've got a tough group, I'll say
Okay.
no.
If we are in the same group, you definitely have to stream.
Right? Well, yeah, because you're tier 8 as well, aren't you? But we haven't got.
Yeah,
he hasn't got a full team yet. So if he gets a full team, and we get in and we find the groups out, then yeah, I'll stream it anyway. Sod it. Put the delay on. It'll be fun. It's always fun.
Good.
And if Jack, if you're not doing anything, jump in.
I want to do tier 10 actually.
Oh,
Jump in what?
oh! Before I move on, Jack,
Yes.
was that your first face reveal stream yesterday?
No.
Oh.
Asian tournament.
Second. Well, congratulations!
Yes.
That you got your face out there now. Well done, mate.
Yeah, no, I have to
Big
do that.
hurdle.
So
I mean-
gaming forced me.
He already got
really?
compliments that he was
Right.
sexy.
well, there you go.
I think it was me,
Oh.
but
Yeah, some people are very happy that he is still single.
Oh, come on. So Jack's going to take
Yeah,
over the
it's
mantle.
Psycho.
Who are you fighting against? The economics mate, Droodles? I don't know. I don't know who they think is the sexiest YouTuber nowadays. Bizarre.
I don't know.
So Jack's
It's
gonna
ominous. It's ominous, 100%.
So Jack's gonna be Jack. This is gonna make you go superstardom, mate.
Really?
People are saying
I do realize there's a lot more people chatting when I have my face on in my stream.
There you go. Look.
Everyone wanted to see how your face looked like when you laugh.
Oh god.
Well, I did catch your stream last night. However, one point, the camera needs to be on your face.
No, because you know what? Because I started the stream in OBS, the OG OBS, and I haven't edit any settings there.
Okay.
And if it was Streamlabs, it was Asian tournaments, it was set perfectly there.
Okay.
Yeah, I just made off center because of the rule of third, from like the rule of third rule.
Well, anyway, congratulations for you did your face reveal and never told anybody yet.
Yeah, we're waiting for Avery to do it, so I'm nominating Avery to do a face review stream.
I'm sure he'll get round to it eventually. Give him time.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
But well done, Jack. Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Wasn't as bad as you thought, eh?
No, I didn't think it's going to be bad. It's just that I don't want to show my face because people think that I'm not an Asian.
But you tell them.
Which I like European culture. Don't get me wrong. I love the European culture, but
Yeah, but you're from Hong Kong, aren't you?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I am. Yeah.
So I mean, basically, you're British, but you look Chinese.
What?
Not really.
Hong
Not
Kong.
really.
Well, Hong Kong's got a very, very British culture. I've been there many times.
Yeah. Well,
It doesn't
yeah.
have
I
an
mean,
Asian,
I'm also...
doesn't really have an Asian culture. Maddox, are you from Hong Kong?
Yep.
Right. Seriously, because I've been all over Asia, and I'm sorry, Hong Kong even now to an extent, it still has. Well, I say to an extent. Let's not avoid the political shit. But Hong Kong, every time I've been there, it has a very big British undercurrent culture. The signs and
example?
everything is obviously Chinese and
Yeah, the
stuff.
signs definitely give a lot of British vibe.
But,
yeah, a lot of
but
British
I'm
stuff,
telling
yeah.
you, I mean, I love Hong Kong. It's like being back in the UK. I love it. Absolutely adore Hong Kong.
Right.
I've been to Hong Kong so many times. And I love every minute of it.
Yeah.
It's you know, I mean, I've even been to parties at the Happy Valley Racecourse. I mean, beautiful place. So when you turn around and say, oh, you know, but I like European culture. Did you grow up in Hong Kong or grow up in Europe?
Yeah, I do. I do grow up in Hong Kong. Yeah.
So you've grown up in a kind of society that still has a lot of British influence, realistically.
Not really though. I don't think. I won't say so.
Well,
Jack,
It's
I'm
pretty-
playing
it's pretty
against Lego
Chinese.
Late.
well,
Ah, nice.
you say
It's
that,
pretty
but-
like
but,
Chinese
I mean,
culture inspired.
I get that, but
It's more like a mix. It's more like a mix.
Yeah.
Like it feels
Yeah.
more towards. It feels more towards Chinese for sure, but like there's definitely still a touch of British here and there.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
just
I
only a
can't deny
slight
that.
touch. Just a sprinkle. Not really.
Well, maybe it's
like.
maybe it's more because you're younger than me.
Well, yeah.
Maybe it's because obviously, I mean, when I was your age, most likely, Hong Kong was probably still in British hands.
Yeah.
And you know, as I said, I don't want to get into the politics of the place, but one of the reasons why there's demonstrations in Hong Kong, is my understanding, is because the culture is distinctly different to China.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's just not as simple as like the cultural difference. Also, like the political difference as well.
Yeah. I don't want to get into that part, but I mean, I love
Yeah,
Hong Kong.
no.
I
We'll.
mean,
Yeah.
every time, see, when in England, okay, what you don't get it in proper Chinese restaurants. Only in England, Chinese restaurants. We have chicken curry, okay, and anybody who's been to England or had a Chinese chicken curry in England will know what I'm on about. But they don't generally have that in China. Okay, and it's absolutely gorgeous. My favourite dish. They do it everywhere in Hong Kong. It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. And I love that.
I don't recall that.
No, I'll show you a picture of it. But do you know where the big markets are? The night markets. I can't remember the area. What it's called now.
In Mongkok?
Yeah, Mongkok.
Oh yeah, the ladies' market. Whoa.
The ladies' market's there. Right.
Well, it's just oriented for tourists, so yeah.
Yeah, but you know, forget the market side. You've got every now and then like restaurants. Well, they're not restaurants, are they? They're like fast food joints. Well, they're not. They're sort of restaurants.
Oh.
And you know, but they're very cheap and cheerful. Yeah. And
Yeah.
go into any of those, and for like a couple of Hong Kong dollars, you can get one of these chicken curries. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing. See, you haven't lived. Maybe they don't do it as much anymore. But seriously, that chicken curry is just the best in the world. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's the what's the restaurant in Hong Kong that's really famous? It's the one that Tom Cruise went to. That does the dumplings.
I don't know. It's maybe another tourist trap.
It's meant to be the best restaurant in Hong Kong, and you know what?
No.
I hated every minute of it.
No.
It was very
No, there is nothing like the best restaurant in Hong Kong. It's a tourist trap anyway.
Well, I didn't like it, and I went there once.
Unless you talk about the restaurant in Jordan, which is kind of like the restaurant that a lot of Hong Kongers know.
They make a big deal of Tom Cruise going there.
I don't know.
Definitely some sort of trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about the restaurant in Jordan, the Australian milk company.
I don't know.
It's like they call it.
I don't know, but it says it's like the best restaurant in Hong Kong. It does the best dumplings and bean buns and everything, and it's not.
No.
Seriously, it's not.
No.
There are much better restaurants in Hong Kong. There are some amazing places to eat.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't like that restaurant. It was overpriced, mainly because Tom Cruise went there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my thing. So people say that they didn't realise you were from Asia. Seriously?
Yeah, I think so.
But you've
I
mentioned
think
it
like
few
a lot of people
times.
like shell shocked. Yeah, I mentioned it a few times. Maybe the accent didn't give it away. I don't know.
Well, when I
Which
first
I'm
came,
proud of
when
because
I first came across you, I didn't speak to you like this. Yeah, we only ever spoke in the game. I thought you were German because you were with.
I thought I was
Good night.
German. Oh.
Because you were the bloody clan leader. Good nice, Jenny.
Nice is not a German clan.
Genius. How do you say it? I don't know.
Nice. Nice.
I thought it was a German clan back in those days.
It was not. It's not.
No, I really did. I really did. Bizarre, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, but yeah, I knew you were Asian because you told me.
Yeah.
So no, seeing your face was not a shock.
Ah. Right. I mean, then it makes sense that I'm commentating the Asian server. So.
That makes sense that you're commentating any server, mate.
It does make sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense that you commentate any server. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you're
Oh
from.
well. That's true.
But you know, it's good. For example, like we were saying earlier, it's good that you've come on board to look at Asia as well. It's good. It's about time.
Yeah.
Because not
about
many
time.
people have looked at Asia, and it's sad.
Yeah. Thing is, I don't know if when I have to go back. That's for sure. Which I'm going to be totally worried because that could be the end of my career.
But you're studying at the moment, yeah.
Yeah, studying at the moment I really want to study a PhD, so that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh bloody hell! If you're going to do a PhD, you're not going to go back anytime soon, are you?
Yeah. So if I'm not going back anytime soon, then I can keep on streaming. So that's good.
Yeah, hello, Ragi. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you do a PhD, that's another 6 years at least.
I don't know. Depends on the degree. Depends on the subject you're studying.
Oh, really?
Some will be like 3 years or so. Yeah, some's like 3 years or so. Some like, as you said, 6 years. It's kind of dependent on what.
God, for me, for
subject you're
law,
going
it's
for,
6
yeah.
years apparently. So,
Yeah.
because I toyed with the idea and then said I haven't got 6 years to spend. Spare.
I would love to. I would love to study because I don't want to work. That's kind of what I want.
What are you doing though? What area?
Geophysics and meteorology.
Meteorology. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Nice. I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well done.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you? Jory, are you studying? Maddox studying?
Yeah, I'm currently
No.
studying, sort of.
Sort of.
What field are you looking at?
Computer science.
Oh yeah, of course you are. What an idiot. I know you're doing computers. Science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should know some programming. You should know a lot of programming languages.
Oh, he
I
does.
suppose.
Not
Yeah.
a lot. Oh, I don't
You
not
know
too many
you know
languages,
enough.
but
You know you do.
but I do like doing stuff, fiddle stuff around.
You make mods, right? You make thanks
Yes.
with mods. Yeah,
So
that's
I
what I
made
know.
mods. I did Cerbot. I need to keep going on that.
Right.
Yeah,
There's
no.
definitely a lot of stuff that's going on.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm an idiot because I've heard you talk about it many times. It's I don't know why I asked because I know you're doing mods and stuff like that and you're into your computer stuff. What about you, Jory?
I'm school related to sports.
Sports.
uh,
What
the-
sports, mate?
No.
Like school gym teacher, something.
Okay, that'd be cool. Probably. I'll
So
come
not
speak
in
to you so you can get rid
university,
of-
but,
So you can get rid of my barrel and turn it into a 6-pack.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright,
Absolutely.
uh,
What about you, Stitch? Still at school or studying or what? He's gone quiet now, look. Come on. I mean, I know Every's big sister's a nurse, so I'm not don't need to ask her. Don't know about
And
Dark,
that's-
don't know about Hunky Warden. So
Forgot about Avery's
No,
occupation
I
right
mean,
now.
I'm still in school.
still in school, but what are you aiming for, mate? After school, is there anything you're aiming for?
I'm just aiming for programming.
Oh, programming is computers as well. God, it's the way to go, you guys.
But it's just when I was a bit smaller, it just went through my head.
Yeah, if I had my time
It just
again,
went. It
sure.
just all went above my head.
Yee.
I mean, I'm
That's
an
so
old
hard.
fart, so I'm a complete techno noob, and I really envy those people, you lot, who know about computers. It's if I had my time again, it'd be different.
So if you start doing it, I mean, it gets really. It's really. I mean, it gets a bit easier when you start practicing every day.
Oh, you say things like that. I mean, right? Jack recently in
Yeah.
his streams, he had this thing called, what's it called again? I can't remember what you called it again. It's not a slider.
What?
What's it called?
What are you talking about?
When the two clan tags come and meet each other.
Oh, the Stinger transition.
The Stinger
you mean.
transition. So Jack said
Yeah.
to me, I said, Jack, where'd you get this from? This is fantastic. He said, it's the Stinger transition. I was like, oh, I don't know how you do that in DaVinci, because I use DaVinci Resolve. So he sort of gave me some tips. So I then went onto YouTube and found a tutorial that is 7 minutes long on doing a stinger in DaVinci Resolve. And then I managed to get a stinger. I don't know if I've still got them here. Yeah, I've got winning endgame, so no, it's not working anymore because I've deleted them. So I managed to do this stinger along what Jack's done. Not as good as Jack's, but it was okay.
Yeah, mine's a bit like primitive as well, but I like the newer one I did for just my brand there.
Yeah, but here we go. So it's a 6-minute video on how to do this thing. It took me 2.5 hours, and I followed the video to the letter. That's how bad I am at these things. It's absolutely dreadful.
Okay, boomer.
Absolutely dreadful at computers. And it's like, so Jack is doing, when he does his streams now, if you've noticed, he does both Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
YouTube, yeah.
And he said to me, oh, yeah, you just need this thing, this piece of software, or you sign up to this site called something, whatever it is. Restream. So I did that, and I thought, I'll do this yesterday for the tour. Could I get it to work? No. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't get it to work. So I gave up on that idea as well.
And I think the reason why it didn't work for I mean yesterday the error I believe is not the problem about the stream. It happened to me when I was interviewing is it RG? It was like it happened in Friday Night with WoW for some reason, like particularly in Friday Night with WoW. And kind of the inspector says to me it's probably the bit rate, so I'm trying to lower it for the Sunday's tournament, so we'll see.
It just kills me. So you know, I mean, it's so envious when you're screaming with people like Jack, because he's got all these things, all bells and whistles, and he's got this thing called the what is it? What is the Thomas Peterson supercomputer? And it's like,
no, I have to tweak it a lot.
Oh, this is so killing me. It hurts my head. I'm with you, Layla. It hurts my head. It really does. I mean, I'm just a lawyer. It's much easier. I just argue. I talk a lot and argue words, and that's it.
Well, I have to tell Wargaming that I probably would stream to Twitch as well.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, it kills me every time. So it's true. When I say I'm a techno noob, guys, it really is true. It takes me a long time to do a video, with the editing and everything. Dearie me.
Yeah.
And I'm always petrified about streams, because I'm always worried I've done something wrong somewhere and it's going to break.
No.
And it's.
Well, I hope the problem that happened yesterday won't happen during the BlitzCup. That would be horrible.
What actually happened yesterday then?
I think it was a bit. I think suddenly it got cut off at one point. I don't think it's the software problem. I believe it's kind of the internet. I think it's the internet.
No, I had a few issues yesterday. But then I did the tour. That was fine. And then I did a stream straight after the tour, and I had two power cuts, which really doesn't help.
No.
It didn't help at all. But oh dearie me. But God, if I had my time again, I would not have joined the British Army and then become a lawyer. I've gone into computers. But hey, it is what it is. And on that bombshell, as they say in Top Gear, did you know I'm the oldest Blitz YouTuber? I'm older than Bushka. That's bad.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So Irma Bex was saying the other day, I think Bushka's the oldest one. He was born in 1973. I was like, what? Oh, sugar. I was born in 72. That's really bad. That's really, really bad.
Well,
so
will I get my entry of the famous birthday soon?
So yeah, I am actually the oldest YouTuber for Blitz. How bad is that, man?
Yeah.
But I've got my hair, unlike Bushka, so that's okay. Yeah, still got my hair. I have to wear glasses nowadays, unfortunately. That's been the last year. So, yes, I will be Team Trouble and Galactic Tech. I will be doing more of those videos. They just take a bit longer, but I will be doing more of the historical stuff. I was going to have a look at the history behind the real Kranwagen. Yeah, we'll see.
It was an attempt at making the
It's like it's quite interesting. Galactic Tech mentioned earlier about the Badger. It's not a real tank. You're right. It's not a real tank. They built a mock-up, but it wasn't based on that chassis, and it wasn't real. But then again, nor is the 215B. The 215B is a completely made-up tank. Completely made up. The actual tank is the 215-183. That's the real tank.
Oh, the Death Star is real.
The Death Star was a real tank. I say real tank. It never got into production, but that was their aim. They were going to use that, and the 215B that we have in the game, the heavy, is completely made up. Never existed. Didn't even get to prototype. Wasn't even considered. But they gave us that because obviously they thought that the 215 183, which is a real tank, well, blueprint tank, mock-up, was based on it, and it's not. It's a fallacy. It's no such thing. It doesn't exist. So, but the 183, yeah. Question: is the KV5 the first premium wargame? No, I believe the IS6 was the first premium that Wargaming put out in Blitz.
Oh my god, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What are you doing, Jack?
Tournaments!
Oh, you got away with it?
Yes!
What are you doing?
Tournaments for you.
Yeah, we are playing a random battle.
Yeah, for tuning.
Oh,
I
you're playing.
I
Oh,
need
you're
my mission.
tuning.
How did you get away with that?
Tournaments, you know.
So
It's all about
yeah, I think
tournaments.
the IS6 was the first premium they put out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's either that or the Luva.
What is that IS4 doing?
Lever.
What are they doing?
English lever.
So,
I don't know what
it's
they're
one of
doing.
those
I
two.
got
Wasn't the KV5.
I got a good position.
So yeah, the Conqueror is the only real battlefield-tested British heavy tank of those period. Oddly, the Chieftain Mark 6 is a 1971 tank. Oddly enough. Anyway.
We can just push the middle.
Yeah.
I'm in my
I think
40s. I'm 49 in March.
49.
Yeah. See, 1 foot in the grave, man. Pretty bad. And on that bombshell, I'm going to go and cry somewhere.
Bye.
Right, guys on YouTube, thank you for popping in. Discord, thank you. We got a bit more personal this time, which is always nice. People need to know what you do.
What I do. Follow my streams.
Well, yeah, they should follow your streams, to be fair. They should subscribe to you. They should. That's totally right.
I'm hard selling, so.
And you should, Jack. We'll
Mm,
get you there, mate.
thank you.
It won't take long.
Yeah, I got some really good viewership for the Asian community tournament, so that's good. Sign.
And you will do. Don't worry. It'll get there. People are getting used to you now. They'll get there.
Thank you.
And you know, once they get more used to your style and presentation and who you are, more people will start coming to watch you, mate. A lot more.
No.
And you deserve it because you're a good commentator. You know what you're talking about, unlike some of us. Me. Because he can actually play the game. It's completely different, yeah. Which day of March? 9th is mine, Mars. On the 9th.
9th, I'm on 8th, but not on March.
You talk about birthdays.
Birthdays, yeah. 9th of March is mine.
Ooh. Would I get an entry in the famous birthdays in the end?
I don't know. Why would you get an entry? Famous birthdays, why?
No, because I'm an influencer, so some sort.
You know, I thought you were going to say, because I'm like the Queen of England, I get 2.
No, I think it's. I mean, a lot of influencers got an entry in the famous birthday website, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe then. I mean, I haven't got a famous birthday. I'm certainly not an influencer, even though I was accused of one the other week. But I don't think I influence people that much.
No. You do influence people.
Yeah, but probably in the wrong way.
Why? Why the wrong way, though?
They look at my video and say, let's play battleships. Let's go play World of Warships. It looks much more fun.
Oh, God.
Anyway, on that. Guys, again, it's been a pleasure to have you jump in. It was a bit more laid back this time. And as I said, we had a bit of a chat about some of the people because they're not just players with names and faceless. Well, Jack's not faceless anymore. He's now on stream. And
Bye-bye.
yeah, Layla, it was good. It was bad to hear about what happened to Peter with his apprenticeship stroke job. But I'm sure.
What happened to him? Oh, I will let you know.
I don't know if it was because of COVID or whatever, but they had to release him. So.
Oh, they had to lay him off though.
Yeah.
Which
But I'm sure, and I've said this to him, I'm sure something else will come along. Before even, when he least expects it. To be honest with you.
All I can say, he didn't got fired because of COVID or something.
Say again,
Or
sorry?
something. He didn't got fired because of COVID or something, but it was something else. But
okay.
I didn't say it.
No, that's fine. But as I said to him, I mean, I knew about it, and I said to him the other day, I said, don't stress too much, something could come along. No doubt, something will come along.
Yeah.
In the field that he
Yeah.
wants, because he wants to engineering, I believe. And something could come along for him. These things generally do happen when you least expect it. So, yeah. Anyway, right. I'll be back on later with a stream. Woohoo! On a tournament with the season coins with a team thrown together by Stitch, who's called every Blitzstig, by the way, in my Discord. He's Blitzstig, yes.
Got some pain.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, have a lovely Saturday, and I may catch you all again later. And if I don't catch you later, well, I'm back again tomorrow. Probably playing mad games, so feel free to jump in and do some mad stuff as well. Right, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a good one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.